All right, welcome to the Powdered Dusty. There's been trouble in paradise. Actually, there's been trouble all over these YouTube streets. Everybody's getting fighty with all the Aries energy. Get rid of the beard. Get rid of it all the way, huh? That's what Katie says. Katie likes it all the way shaved. She kind of misses when I was a banker and I'd be clean shaven and wearing a suit, but I don't miss being a banker. Trouble in Paradise has struck the merge over at Talcott and Paul's all the way. All right. Looks like yeses are winning. Trouble has struck Talcott's. Peace has not been made there. I did end up trying yesterday. I restreamed some of it. You may have seen it. A lot of you I know watch me and Jack, so maybe several of you have seen it. I also did restream it, but then I had to delete it because Jack got P-bombed. So I deleted my end because I'm just not playing that game. Yes, for about 10 years. Did not like it. Did not like it. So let's take a little look at that. I showed up late to it. When I showed up, Jack and Paul were already fighting. So I did not see what set it off. I asked both of them at one point. I said individually. I talked to Paul. I said, Paul, what are you guys fighting about? And Paul told me one thing. I said, Jack, what are you guys fighting about? And Jack gave me an entirely different answer. And so I don't even think they were Chuck is licking his lips. He can't wait. Thank you for the $5, Chuck. And Chuck, I'm trying to make Chuck the winner out of this whole thing because Paul, a little bit of a spoiler, Paul ended up losing his keys to Jack, and I've suggested Chuck as the new holder of the keys to Jack. Of course, my suggestion was denied. But you know, we're still some things take a little bit of time, so we're gonna let that percolate with Jack. Thank you, Chuck, for the $5 and for being the first dono of the stream.
When you hear the sirens or anti-aircraft guns, you must get under cover at once. If you're in the open with no cover, lie down. The most important rule of all is never to stand staring at the sky. If you don't take cover, you may get hurt.
Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Nope, I got it. So in part of my adorable life diaries, dear diary, I mowed the yard yesterday. We have a big yard. We have a big yard and a push mower. It's self-propelled, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not riding around in luxury. But we've got 3 teenagers too, but I mow the yard because it's about the only exercise I get. So I went out and I mowed yesterday, and every time I turn, right, you push it down, you do a full turn. I can't actually clear a full 360. Anyways, you get it. But it like I pulled a muscle in my back or something because I'm too out of shape to even mow the yard anymore, and it hurts like a bitch. And so, especially if I cough or something, it hurts. But I sneezed once. If I sneeze, I'm gonna die. If I sneeze, the stream's probably gonna end. So hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, let's take a look at what happened yesterday, how this kicked off. You can see here we've got Jack Talcott. We've got Paul in the top left, who has unmerged. At this point, he's already unmerged his name. For a while, Paul was going by Jaw Slave Cod or something like that. But at this point, he's already unmerged his name. So I'm starting to think that at the beginning of this stream, this is yesterday's stream, at the beginning of it, there's already trouble in paradise because Paul took back his maiden name. You've also got Jim down there. If you guys remember Jim, I talked to him a little bit and then we reviewed that discussion. Jim is, in my opinion, a fake alien grifter who's pretending that he was abducted and shows a tattoo on his forearm of aliens, an alien. He's got an alien tattoo on his forearm. He says that the Greys did it to him. I've been trying to catch Jim. I have been unable to. And this is just another example of that. See, so this is whatever I had for when we first moved in here. About the time we first moved in here, I had a buddy who was picked up by the feds for his involvement in J6, and I helped his old lady move out of the house because you can't you can't pay the bills from jail. Can you guys hear that air wrench? Katie's boys are working on a truck in the yard, and I don't know if you could hear that impact wrench going. But anyways, I helped his old lady move out of the house because he wasn't making payments on it. And there's a few things. I had a truck and a trailer, right? There's a few things that she just didn't have room for at the new place. One of them was a canoe. One was a riding lawnmower. A zero turn, nice zero turn. So when we first moved in here, I had a zero turn, but then his daughter's boyfriend, his daughter and her boyfriend bought a house, and they wanted the zero turn, so I had to return it. Anyways, side tangent. So anyways, like I was saying, we got Jim, we got Jack, we got Paul. Everything's happy at this point, although Paul has suspiciously returned to his original name and profile picture and is no longer sporting the visible signs of the merge. So there may have already been trouble brewing in the background.
And as Jim was saying, he's not alone. I've heard, I don't understand. I have no clue what Jim's saying. I'm just saying if what Jim is saying is true. I've heard of many people receiving communications from beings not of this realm, right? Not of this earth. So yes, they are absolutely trying to protect us from ourselves by sharing knowledge.
Jack, can I ask you a question since it's coming up right now? You have this tard in the back. He's flashing constantly just as a form of distraction.
So everything was all good before this. Like I said, this is the first sign of trouble in paradise. And it's about the tard flashing the camera. That's snafu. So as usual, Jack has snafu. There's a handful of people that get left in the back of Jack's a lot. Snafu is one, the main culprit, I'd say. Another is Tommy. But yeah, Paul's about to get upset that snafu is in back.
Knowledge.
Jack, can I ask you a question since it's coming up right now? You have this tard in the back. He's flashing constantly just as a form of distraction. He's in the chat now, moderated, so he can't be silenced in the chat while he spins and cycles and scrolls. Can I ask you what your approach is on that exactly? Or is it just this guilt thing you have that we need to love this tard and tolerate everything that he does and says, even if it's a constant interference or distraction?
I've learned how to not let him interrupt or distract too much. Not as much as I used to. There's a request to let snafu up.
Yeah, there's a request because he doesn't stop scrolling the chat and flashing in the back. He makes it so that indirectly you have almost no option other than to kowtow to his desires, right? That's his whole game. That's his whole life.
Or I kick him and ban him. I've done that too.
But you won't, because he will call you and text you and manipulate.
Don't tell me what I.
So Paul's upset because Jack's letting snafu just run his mouth in the back chat and the front chat, and he wants him banned for some reason. At this point, Paul has the keys. I believe Paul still has the keys at this point, so he could block him from back chat, but he's choosing not to. And I can only imagine that that's because Jack, for as much as Jack is peace and love and all that hippie shit, there's an iron fist inside of that velvet glove, and I'm gonna assume that Paul knows that if he starts using his keys to Jack's in a way that Jack doesn't approve of, he will soon find himself without keys at all. So he's appealing to Jack, and Jack is saying, "Oh, kind of get some thicker skin," which Paul doesn't have thick skin. We know that. But then Paul's skin is staying thin, and
there's a request to let snafu up.
Yeah, there's a request because he doesn't stop scrolling the chat and flashing in the back. He makes it so that indirectly you have almost no option other than to kowtow to his desires, right? That's his whole game. That's his whole life.
Or I kick him and ban him. I've done that too.
But you won't, because he will call you and text you and manipulate.
Don't tell me what I will or won't do.
Well, based on
Paul says you won't do it, which of course is a manipulation, right? Jack just said he has kicked him and banned him before, and Paul's saying you won't. That's of course the challenge right there. Like, yes, I will, but I think Jack recognizes it for what it is, and it's not sitting well.
he will call you and text you and manipulate.
Don't tell me what I will or won't do.
Well, based on the pattern, he will call you and text you, and he will bullshit you offline, and you'll say, yeah, okay, snafu, I'm going to let you back and mod you because you manipulated me again to get whatever you want.
No, I got a soft heart. I keep giving him chances. But at the same time, I feel we're having good conversations, and I unmodded him. You know, it seems to be an issue. So I unmodded him. If someone wants to time snafu out, go ahead. I don't care if he flashes in the back. I can get rid of his ass.
Which, when you're on panels, and if you've never been on a streamer panel, let me explain the layout a little bit. I've got the screen here. I can see the chat over in the column over here. There's a drop-down menu with my clips and stuff. At the bottom, below my window, right? Below my YouTube screen, what you see I've got is a window right here, and below it I can see the guests. I can see myself. I can see the share screen that I can add or remove. Sasquatch is hiding back there, but he's on another panel at the time. So anyways, that's where we control it. So when Snafu's waiting backstage, he's back there, and what he does is he does this shit with his camera, which is kind of annoying, but not like it's not that hard to ignore, honestly. I sort of feel like Paul is just making this an issue to try to get his way. I feel like, and I could be wrong, maybe it is that annoying to him, but I'm going to speculate here and say that this is sort of a power play to see if he can get his way with Jack, or get Jack to do his bidding. Again, I could be wrong.
Dude, we're having good conversations here.
I don't deny that. Again, Jack, forgive me if I'm, a little overwhelmed, because I'm tired of seeing this kid everywhere at all times, and just off to my left. He's just there constantly scrolling, harassing, projecting. It's like a fucking disease.
Paul is a damsel in distress. He's appealing to Jack. Save a hoe. Nature. Hold on, I got a clip for this. It's white knight time for Jack.
After a certain point.
At least that's how it looks like Paul's trying to set it up, by being a damsel in distress.
I know. Yeah. You know what? Go away, Snafu, okay? Golly jeez. He's
okay, so it worked for Paul. White Knight came in and blocked Snafu and saved Paul from having to look at a screen flash on the background. All right, you get the first W goes to Paul in this situation. Also, this is your 30-second warning for the widget poll. Should I shave my beard? 1 for yes, 2 for no. It looks like I might be shaving so far. You got 30 seconds.
He is who he is. I understand he's also in the hospital. Today could be his last day. He might die. You know,
yeah, we're doing that loop every day. We're in toxic guilt, where this week might be the week he's been to the hospital 45 fucking times because he won't stop chasing, being an addict, destroying himself, and attempting to destroy others, right? We get that. We know why he's there, and he's never probably going to change that. So let the dead bury the dead.
But this is it, Paul. We know why he's there. We can relate. We can understand. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just wash their hands of him and kick him to the curb. And I've tried that fucker is annoying. He's relentless. Let's bring it back, please. Sorry and thank you. Snafu's out of the picture for now. This idea of
Oh, and thank you to Caucasian Sasquatch for the raid. Thank you, Cocksquatch, for the raid. I appreciate it. Everybody who came over here from Cocksquatch, feel free to subscribe. I'm only like 12 subscribers away from 3,000. So if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate the subscription. All right, let me get back to this. Oh, shit.
Apologies and plans for the deep state to do something that could be very convincing, right?
All right, we're going to run through this because this little blurb is over, and now they're going back to talking about Jim's fake alien situation.
But if we head this stuff off, which is what I think we're here for, I learned what we've learned to help me with a video for practitioners of consciousness practitioners, right? There's all these people online and off teaching meditation, consciousness, ways of unified thinking. Let's put a call out for practitioners of consciousness, and let's go speak to the unconscious, the people in Washington, D.C. who believe more in government than freedom.
I will. You said similar things in the past. I will support that. I don't necessarily agree with you. That doesn't mean that I can't support it, because I tend to, and again, maybe we're both projecting our own perspective, and there's a third option. I don't believe these folks in government view themselves, as most unconscious people would view themselves, to be unconscious. I think they're very conscious. I think they view the majority of humanity as willing, duped out, easily suggestible, manipulatable, unintelligent slaves. And I think the panelverse confirms their suspicion, right? The difference is that some folks believe the answer to this is dedicating their whole life to practicing and presenting consciousness and awareness. They, however, believe the answer is to slave these people and or genocide them after a certain point once we can get the robots to fill their positions. So I don't view them as unconscious. They're so conscious, they've literally decided what the next 100 to 200 years are going to look and feel like.
That's all about control.
There's a few, right? News of this has been talked about for years, decades at the very least. What is it? The Club of 300, the Club of Rome, right? All of these small groups of powerful people that are controlling all the banks and controlling all the states. And it's all a bunch of bullshit, right? The knowledge has been there for a long time. The truth has been obvious ever since it was, right? We live in a realm where freedom is simulated. America is a simulation of freedom. It's not real, right? Paul, you know that. You know this. And so we have
the thing, it is real, right? I think freedom, like anything, is available, as you like to say. But the observer, the experiencer, has to practice it. If not, it's available, but it will not be experienced. So just like we have to practice true care and true love, we have to practice true freedom. If not, the people who are truly free here, who are going to use the fact that you won't practice true freedom to enslave and genocide you, are going to do just that, right? So again, we get what we give here on some level.
Right, and people choose based off what they've learned. And there's been very concerted efforts to get people miseducated, misinformed, right? And so we've got a society that literally, the systems give people excuses to be selfish and cruel. The systems that allow people to be selfish and cruel, they're politics, economics, and religions, right? Because you can find someone different. And as long as there's someone different, there's always someone worse. And as long as you got someone to look down upon, well, then you got someone to be afraid of too, right?
I think we got a great question here. I want to touch on it. And I think the system, or the thing behind the system spiritually, just gives everybody what they think they want or what they think is going to work, right? So I don't think it's the system that is, I think you said selfish, and there was another adjective there.
Cruel.
Yeah, selfish and cruel. And if that's the case, the system is just mirroring back to the majority of the public who and what they are, right? Because that's what it wants. That is the narcissism that falls in love with its own reflection, thinking that's the solution when it's actually the.
All right, so Paul's back in good graces. We had a little blip there. Jack got mad at Paul for a second, a little bit frustrated, short with him. But right now, look at this look at this freeze frame. Jack is loving what Paul's saying. So we're back in the merge. And Say Wheels, member for 2 months, says, good evening, everyone. Hit the like. Thank you for the 2 months of support. Thank you for stopping by and for reminding people to like. All right, let's see how this goes.
Problem. So,
Paul, this swings us back to the earlier conversation about the potential of God having an ego, right? And that ego is basically Satan tempting us, punishing us, convicting us, right? But we don't have to follow that order. We can follow the good order. Because true freedom, how does one practice true freedom? You become that. Okay, you become free.
We're going to scroll ahead a little bit and look for the loosh.
So free, responsible, number one. You want to have these
true freedom by not observing worldly supposed rulers and the principles that supposedly made America the law of the land, right? Universal law.
Here's a quote I came across recently. It was just so perfect. So,
what you do mentally, obligation coming from this, the opportunity on that.
and what will allow others. Me of one in the system. That, and I figured, well, spirits of life, right? That Donald Trump and the other men and women of Congress. Okay, because those people,
You're also
I would like to take a moment and challenge Jack. Jack, you have Trump derangement syndrome. I'm not really a Trump fan either, but it's crazy to me, these people that just cannot go a single day without bringing Trump into the conversation.
also take into consideration as well.
right?
That dish and a corporation self-defined. It's about the beings who are here getting ruled over, getting, again, are very conscious, and they're part of a foreign the earth. The rest are going to lose. And
All right.
And a corporation self-defined on the land.
We're getting irritated, Caught, so let's back this up.
It's like an annex of the British government.
Now I think I'm tracking with what you're saying. Yes.
Well, this goes back to that dish with the Columbia rap that I've been giving, that no one seems to, very few people seem to put together what the implications are of a dish with the Columbia.
Exactly.
And a corporation self-defined on the land of America using policy and code to overthrow rights and the law of the land, right? And this is, again, one of my points of contention, right? I can support Jack in what he does, but I believe these folks, again, are very conscious and they're part of a foreign corporate take.
This is my point of contention. So Paul's dragging back up something they had disagreed on earlier in the stream, but then moved past. Interesting. Paul seems to be getting uppity.
Overthrow rights and the law of the land, right? And this is, again, one of my points of contention, right? I can support Jack in what he does, but I believe these folks, again, are very conscious and they're part of a foreign corporate takeover on this land that's here to bring a new world order, right?
And if they don't get stopped, they're going to continue. I mean,
Right,
they've got all
but
the funding mechanisms, they've got all the communication. And
It's about the beings who are here getting ruled over, getting started, right? So I believe our audience and our solution is with the quote unquote masses, if it's there at all. It's with ourselves and each other, whoever's meant to be a part of that, right? The meek shall inherit the earth. The rest are going to get deceived and they're going to get churned up by this kingdom of Shaitan, whether we like that or not, right? This is kind of biblical prophecy, you could argue, you
that's
know.
what I'm
So
suggesting.
we have a choice and there's also no choice, right? I guess we'll go figure that one out. The paradox of that. So
I feel like Paul is, let me give Paul his credit where it's due. He is good at managing Talcott. And it looks to me like he's walking the line between intentionally aggravating him, but then like he's yo-yoing him back by recovering, by saying something that he knows Talcott will like. That's what it looks like to me.
Oh, yeah, again, I can support it. I can't say that I believe something or buy into something that I can't see and understand, right? Doesn't mean that it's not true or valid. So, yeah, I have to speak from the perspective that I hold, right? Which is, the talk to Donnie and the rest of them is a challenging, easier way, right? The more difficult and I think virtuous way is we're going to have to be that change on the ground and then talk to everybody one by one.
Okay, this is interesting. So, Jack, if you're not familiar with Jack Talcott, his mission or his goal, one of them has been to get in front of and speak directly to Trump. Now, Jack and Paul have similar sort of vendettas, which is basically overthrowing the oppressive system. Not literally over, but he kind of. And however, Jack wants to do it more through the corridors of power. He wants to talk to Trump. He's been very outspoken about that. He wants to talk to Trump and change Trump's mind about something. Paul wants to eradicate. He wants people to how do I phrase this? Paul wants people to do and be better, is what he says, and basically rise above the need for rulers at all. So right here, Paul is, again, he's going to specifically challenge something. It might sound benign if you don't know these guys, but what he's doing is he's directly challenging Jack's stated mission.
Or valid. So, yeah, I have to speak from the perspective that I hold, right? Which is the talk to Donnie and the rest of them is a challenging, easier way, right? The more difficult and I think virtuous way is we're going to have to be that change on the ground and then talk to everybody one by one on how to reflect that, right? So that becomes so abundant that these people don't have a choice but to have a conversation with us, right?
And Jack knows that he's getting challenged. Look at that face. See, you got to read Jack's body language, and I guarantee, I have no doubt, Paul is, and he's causing issues on purpose.
Because we're here, we're not going away, right?
Yep. The trick is to unite.
I think that's already happening, by the way. You know, I don't think we have to be hopeful. I think we can be faithful in what we've already been shown, right? That there are already sheriffs and other officials on the inside who say, hey, these ain't sovereign citizens. These are free Americans, and they ain't going away, right? As a matter of fact, they're getting more organized, right? They're getting more inspired. There's more of them every day, right? So we got to start doing our fucking job, you know, as we were supposed to do it from the beginning. So then what you're going to have yourself is another federal civil war, right? Between individualists and common law folks and the folks who want to turn everything on this planet into a corporation and a business. We've done this already, right? It's where we come from. So we're going back, oddly enough.
Well,
That was a loud ass silence.
how many years you been
That silence was on 1.5 speed.
trying to convince the masses, Paul?
I'm not trying anything. I have a person who called me.
All right.
I have
thought that was your plan.
I have a person who called me yesterday who said they just got a dismissal at court and didn't even have.
Here we go. So now Paul has stepped the line one too many times, I believe,
to use the majority understanding that we talked about, right? Because him just standing on what was true and what's right and not going away was enough for them to say, this one gets to live and be free. Bye. Right? So, you know, again, there isn't going to be a banner waved and a trumpet blown and a parade started. This is slowly over the course of time, doing the work in the background, right? Staying consistent and getting results, right? And slowly over time, state by state, hundreds and thousands of people will start practicing living free and self-governance. And then these people will have the choice to make. Are they going to drag everybody off and do a Holocaust? Or are we going to get a seat at the table, right? Or at least get absolution, if I'm using that term correctly, right? Or a reprieve. So for the slaves who want it, they can have policy and code, statism, and slavery all day. For those who proclaim their rights and practice that, well, that's why we have a dual jurisdiction. See? So, you know, there's heaven and hell for a reason, you could argue.
Do you mind if I give you guys something that could maybe lift spirits or give you some sort of belief that mankind is not completely...
Now, Jack Talcott coming down is also something that I've interpreted as a signal. If Jack Talcott cams down and is happy, it means that we're going to have a long stream today, right? Because he normally does 2 hours or shoots for 2 hours. But if he's in a good mood and then you see his camera go off, it means that whatever he's doing, he's going to take a piss or get a drink or whatever. He's recharging for the next duration because we're going to go long today. If he's not in a good mood, if he's angry-faced when he cams down, that means when he comes back, he's going to have something to say. And Chuck in motherfucking Tennessee drops 20 gifted Powder Dusty memberships. Thank you, sir, for becoming a whale, the first whale of the stream.
Money ain't a motherfucking bribe. It's a sport I invented to win when I watch. Known all the rights and the lights and the locks. Even known all the ice and the Sprite. You just try to get money.
Money of your motherfucking life. 2-ton angel carved out of ice. Alligator sailboat, $ ice. Fill a warehouse full of Van Goghs twice. Get money.
Money or your motherfucking heart. I could give it to my dog. He makes money when he barks. So put it in my fridge or in one of my parks that I bought so my robots can learn how to log. Get money.
Thank you, Chuck, for the gifted memberships. I see Arpol got one. I see J-Mon got one. I'm not going to read everybody off. 10th Man got one. And interestingly enough, Stone But Not Alone got one. Shout out to Stone But Not Alone. Haven't seen him in a minute. And everybody watching here, help me encourage Jack to give Chuck the keys. I think that having Chuck as Jack's new co-host for the merge, not only would it offer some balance, but it offers an opportunity for a fantastic Loosh.
Fucked. In
I didn't
Lebanon,
say
they
that, by the
bombed.
way. To be clear, I didn't say that at all. So
No, I'm not saying you said that. I'm just saying in general. Lebanon, Israel is bombing a couple of towns, big towns. They displaced about almost 1 million people. And right after they bombed all the bridges of the rivers and everything. And within hours of them calling a cease.
This is diabolical. Chuck and Jack should do a drinking stream. Hell no. It probably would. Our poll, it probably would have to freeze over. But you've been the most consistent Jack supporter for all of Jack's career that I think, except for maybe Chuck. Chuck has done more to financially support Jack than anybody, and that's in spite of the animosity. So, Arpel, I would appreciate your help in helping me convince Jack to give Chuck the keys.
Ceasefire. Almost 2/3 of the population just went right back to the cities and just were in high spirits. Their houses are destroyed, but they're there and they start rebuilding, and they've literally just been bombed, and they're having coffee, sitting on the rubble and joking and laughing. I mean, that's the spirit of humanity, right? And the people that whoever is up the dark side can never truly win this fight, whether it's statutes, policies, and codes or bombs, because the spirit of humanity is to be free. And you can oppress it as much as you want, but the further and further you go down that rabbit hole of oppressing the general population, the stronger that will for freedom becomes. And I'm hoping that it's starting to grow in people, because I'm just about to go inside right now, so I'm going to get out of here. And it's going to grow with sitting down face to face with people, not on these screens, and actually having dialogue with people that are of like mind and that want freedom.
Ooh, look at that Jack face. Jack came back not happy. It was an angry Jack when he left, and it's an angry Jack on the return. Shut up, Lou, and get out of the way.
Right? And I really don't think it's going to happen on these screens. But the spirit is there if we want it. Anyways, take care.
Jack went and dipped. Oh, yeah, take care. Lou Bass about to get out of here, rightfully so. Jack just went and dipped his knuckles in broken glass. He's come back ready to fight.
I'm here. Bye-bye. Much love.
again, I think just to respond to that, and then
good to see you, Stingray.
Get back to Jack. Let's get back to Jack, right? We got to stop doing this whole thing of it's not going to happen right here, right now. This instant gratification, dopamine addict type shit, right? That's not what life is. That's not what a journey is, right? So nothing happens all in one moment in one place. Happens over the course of time. You're making some faces there, Jack. What's the faces about?
Hey, sorry, you know it all, Paul.
It's not about knowing it all. I'm talking about what seems obvious to me. Again, Jack, this is why folks can't co-create with you and cooperate with you, because you have bitterness and resentments, unfulfilled desires, and you project your anxiety with that onto others just being who they are,
Paul,
right?
Paul, get back to your point.
What was wrong with what?
Damn, Paul is picking a straight up fight. I need to do a poll. We'll have a widget here in a second. Who started the fight? I guess I just muddied the water, but
I just said.
Keep going. Keep going. This is the Paul show
How do you
again.
build a house, Jack? Oh, it's the Paul show now. You know what? I'll help you out. Let me remove myself, because it wasn't what I was saying. It's the fact that I'm me and you're not the spotlight and the center of attention. So let's help you out with that.
No, it's because you're a bitter bitch, Paul. Fuck. And you, Lou, I'm sorry. You don't understand either, okay? I see, Paul, you timed out boy blue blubbering. Come on, dude. Seriously?
That's you.
and that's what, and that, okay, so Paul does in fact at this point still have the keys. New poll over there. Who started the fight? 1 for Paul, 2 for Jack.
You're the one acting like a bitter bitch right now. I timed out boy blue blubbering because all he's done in the chat is snipe and attack at people on panel. He said nothing.
Nope. I've seen positivity. I saw Paul bores me. I saw that's what triggered you.
Right. So you have the same 5 or 10 people on alternate accounts who keep running game on you and others. If
So
this is what you
what?
want, Jack, you can
Shut
have it.
Paul,
If this
please.
is what you want, you can have it.
Paul, yes, it is. Please go away. You said you were leaving.
Enjoy.
Thank you. God bless. And you want to blame me that I can't work with you. Paul, you're sitting here interrupting me, speaking against me, taking over the stream, timing out people who support me. Paul, grow up, dude. Landry, good timing.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I don't know what I missed there, but maybe it's better I don't know if it cleans the slate.
And real quick, hit the motherfucking like button. I don't know why I've got 60 people watching and 24 likes. Hit the like button or I'm putting slow mode on. Thank you.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I know. I just, I mean,
Mister, good to see you. It's been a minute.
maybe not. Maybe it's rude, but hope it's good to see you. It's been a little while since we chatted.
Look at Landry's head. Landry, who apparently now is dating, maybe living with Ezra. I'm not sure. That'll teach Landry to drop the dishes or to not have dinner ready when Ezra comes home. Looks like she walloped him.
Wish it was on better eyebrows right now, but
I'm resetting and the energies are settling and I'm actually pretty good. Thank you.
okay.
Landry might be a god amongst men, but it looks like he's lost to a woman. Peace time, Mo. Member for 13 months. Thank you. Says Jack liked Paul taking over the stream till the drama ran out. Then it is time to farm. Okay, so you think Jack, you think that Jack is the one behind this. Again, type 1 in the who started the fight. Type 1 in the chat if you think it's Paul. Type 2 in the chat if you think it's Jack. Right now it's dead ass tied.
Well, I think it's interesting what your show does, right? And not just your show, but a lot of shows here on YouTube where if it's a community in that way where we all communicate offline, online, we have goals, similar goals. I think oftentimes we can get frustrated when we don't have new bridges for our energies to be, carried over towards, right? Where I think you often seek those with people who you want to collaborate with, and those are good to make new connections. That's how community grows. That's where a lot of your successes come from, I think. But then when there's a lot of the same repetition with the same sort of characters circling the drain, that's where I believe your frustration comes from. Is that correct?
I didn't catch the last where you landed.
Like, because you ideally you would have more newer connections, but somehow it kind of becomes the same people like me who pop in here and we want to find new, more powerful people who we can spread the message to.
Actually, Landry, not necessarily, but what you said, yes, partially. Frank, welcome back to you as well. Okay. Let me address what you were saying.
Frank tuning in live from the hospital. Frank finna get kicked out of rehab if he gets too loud.
And before I lose what you were saying. Okay. Yes, I am hoping for other guests. Okay. I would prefer for more variety. It has been part of how I've grown, but the reality is I know I'm not for everybody. It's kind of why I stopped going out to so many other places, because a lot of them just make people feel weird, So,
Jack, you might make us feel weird, but I still wish that you would join me here more often. And you know what? That invitation goes to Paul as well. Paul, I've said this 1,000 times. You're welcome to join my stream anytime. You've never been blocked. So if either Jack or Paul are here and would like a link, let me know and I'll drop a link just for you guys. I'm not opening the panel just yet, but I will later. But Jack or Paul, if you guys are here and would like the link, let me know.
My hope and my prayer is to literally get more invited guests. People who want to talk about what I want to talk about, not what Paul wants to talk about or Lou wants to talk about or whatever, right? You guys are pretty respectful. You're not here as often, but you're pretty respectful when you are.
J-Mon, you've got to be shitting me. Grace did not come out as a lesbian today.
Yeah, as much as
Hey, Becca.
that we can be. And how are you doing, Frank?
Doing well, thanks, Landry. Hope you're as well. And Jack, greetings to you.
Much love, man.
I want to pick your brain. I mean, maybe this is relevant here with the whole wealth. I see wealth in the title, right? Do you think that when wealth is so sparsely distributed amongst these people who are in powerful positions, right? Not just the president, but maybe in law and in our society, we have any
Don't worry, there's more. There's more. I haven't even joined the panel yet.
real chance of stopping people from conspiring, right? Because people have conspiracy theories, but conspiring happens every single day. We conspire here, to talk to Trump, right? So how can we defend ourselves from these people who just have their, when the odds are stacked against us?
Case by case. That's my first response.
Yeah.
But inquisitive minds can find the answers, and as long as we're devoted to the truth, if we're honest with ourselves and our cause, we'll know that the truth is the only thing that matters. You follow that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's what I found for myself. The truth is the only thing that matters. So why do we pay taxes to a government that literally keeps secrets when the truth is the only thing that matters? I couldn't find a logical conclusion, right? And then, initially you can come up with excuses. Well, we got to keep secrets from our enemies, right? Well, why do we have enemies? Could it be that we're at war with one another because of ideas, because of lies, operation, uniformed police? Or you or anyone, I will say, in my observation, Paul is appropriate. Pause for, Samsonite Jack, not sipping for Paul, or you or anyone, I will say, in my observation, Paul has been a real strong advocate for you, your channel, and a path forward. I've missed him of late, and I think you have too, and you are accurate, Samson. I have. I was actually pretty excited to see Paul show up again tonight. But let's not put too much lipstick on a pig, right? Paul hasn't been real encouraging as far as I've heard about, hey, you guys should check out Jack Talcott. You should see what he's saying. You should understand what he's doing. I'm not sure that I've ever once heard Paul, really promote like that.
He never has, not once.
Just recently I heard him taking credit. Apparently half of you guys who tune in for me, half of you are his, okay? I didn't earn you, you don't see anything in me. It's just because he promoted me. So you guys are half of you are apparently followers of Paul so much that you share time with me. And God bless you. Appreciate that.
I'd like to address it if I may, Jack, because I've
actually
had some difficulty with it. Okay.
Paul just showed up.
So Jack, you realize that's a covert contract, right? You didn't ask me to promote or do anything. It's inferred or assumed that I'm going to do that because you're working with me. When I don't give you what you want indirectly, you get bitter and resentful.
Nope.
Because I've been pretty much doing everything but that, using my platform to promote others.
Yep. And when I'd like to defend myself. You're quick to accuse and convict.
I didn't make the accusation. You did.
I was actually responding to a comment. So if you take my words and you put them back in the context of what they were intended for.
Sure, you called me a pig.
What's your problem? Was I dishonest?
Called me a pig. And then you said we better not put lipstick on a pig.
Oh yeah,
I would be the pig in that scenario, right? You don't know what you're saying, do you?
I'm not
what's coming out of your mouth.
Tell you what, Paul.
And then I didn't advertise for you on my broadcast, so I'm not an advocate for you, right? I don't do anything, and I don't do enough for you, right?
I don't know what you do, dude. All I know is you don't talk to me. You find problems with me.
There it is.
And you.
Where did I find a problem with you? We were discussing ideas. Again, you personalized the ideas we were discussing as far as me finding problems with you. You have deep insecurities that bleed into every interaction.
Holy shit, that is you, dude.
That's fine. I mean, there may be, but again, we're here now talking.
Okay.
That was a hell of a gaslight Paul just did. In fact, we're talking about their dynamics, and Paul's acting like Jack just personalized something that was just an idea, not personal. But this conversation's been personal the whole time.
So let's figure it out.
We're not talking about mirroring and trauma bonding.
Paul, let's assume
let's always assume that it's the other person is your narrative, right?
Why are you here? You corrected the record according to you. So now why are you here?
To discuss what you just said and respond, and then to hand back the keys, because there's no point in a pig having keys to co-host when he's not doing enough for you, isn't thankful and grateful, and isn't dedicated enough, right? And isn't advertising you on his channel, right?
I haven't heard that much. Maybe you have. I'm sorry. Sorry if that's true.
And it's better for you, because if I do decide to come back.
Interesting. I didn't realize that Paul basically gave up the keys. I thought Jack took the keys. We'll have to see how this unfolds. At this point, Paul does still have keys. Paul is gaslighting Jack pretty good right now about the nature of their conflict. However, I will say that Jack does do covert contracting with people, and he does expect people to go out of their way to help him with things, and to promote him just for his own sake.
If I do decide to come back, now you can throw me out and remove me at your whim when you don't want to listen to me, right? It's better for all of us.
It is. You're right. Frank, please.
If I may, can I interject an idea just really quickly? I think it might help a little bit. Honorable Judge Unslaved.
Shut up, Frank.
You're familiar with the Tao Te Ching, right?
I'm familiar with you and Jack just calling me an arrogant whatever you just said, and you never addressed me like that when.
Can you allow him to finish?
Okay, so it must be another Frank Monday in chat.
Can you allow him to finish?
Okay, yeah, I did. You're right. I appreciate it.
Okay, that. I did. So you're lying, right? And this is the thing with all of you. You're full of shit. You're fake.
You fucking steamroll. You don't even allow me the opportunity to get
I did allow you. How can I dialogue or interact with someone who just admitted you can't even be accountable for your own words and what you just said? Because it alters how you're seen by the audience, right? You have a persona, right? We can't be seen for who we really are in chat, right? That's the game. So
however you want to spin it, Paul. So
he just admitted it. So now you're defending him, denying it, and then copping to it because I called him out and asked, "Is there a second Frank Monday?" He doesn't know what he's saying, I guess, or what's coming out of his mouth either.
Oh, you win. You win.
It's not about winning.
Oh, it's not. Then what are we doing? What the fuck are you doing?
I thought we were talking about accountability and responsibility until everyone forgot what was coming out of their own mouth and fingers.
That's you.
It was 5 minutes ago. I forgot. That's right. I did.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
In my head. I wasn't thinking about it because I wanted to ask you a question, Paul. And rather than letting me ask the question, you deflected. So
I just wanted to get that out of the way that you never.
Anything else you want to get out of the way, Paul, before someone else can talk?
Man, it's a real implosion here today, isn't it?
Oh, that's Paul, recognize your part, dumbass.
Oh, it's my part now. I'm doing that. Okay.
Please, is there more you want to get out?
30-second warning on the poll over there. Who started the fight? 1 for Paul, 2 for Jack.
Before we can allow someone else to speak.
I didn't know that I was doing that much talking. I was simply addressing him before we got to what he wanted to address because he was addressing me in chat, right? That doesn't seem appropriate, does it?
So is there more you wish to address before we allow someone else to speak?
No, I think the point is proven. He's just like you, doesn't know what's coming out of his own mouth and out of his fingers.
No, I'm asking about you, Paul. Paul, it seems you've got more to say.
Well, no,
so
see,
what more do you want to say?
This might confuse you, but the reason I asked is because I was wondering if I'm completely delusional or in denial. And nope, you both did exactly the same.
You are, Paul.
Delusional
you
and denial.
are.
Okay, so now that we got that on record, we
please
can
shut up. Paul, can you please shut up, please?
Thank you, sir. We can move forward now. Are you ready?
God bless. Thank you. Frank, please.
Yeah, and I apologize for the arrogant comment. It's just the fact that you incessantly speak over others and monologue ad nauseum, and it gets a little droning. So I wanted to ask you about the Tao Te Ching. And in the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu says that those who speak do not know, and those who know do not speak. And you seem to speak a lot, but he also advises.
You're muted.
Thank you. What I said was, shut up, Frank. And then I said, Arpel says, Frank, break it down. Also, welcome, Jack. Like I said a little bit ago, if you or Paul would like the link early, let me know, and I'll drop you a link so you can come on up. Also, let me remind people, donate to my grift cancer. Don't let Chuck carry the whole team. Chuck is the only donor so far this stream. Don't leave Chuck hanging. Don't leave Chuck alone. He carries more than his share of weight around these YouTube screens, so help him out. All right, give me a second. It's coming your way, Jack. Oh yeah, and I got to end this poll.
That we do not go to excess. Over pulling the bow makes it snap. Over sharpening the sword makes it blunt easily. And so I'm wondering, you say that you embrace Taoist principles, but
and just in case you missed it, who started the fight? Paul, 58% of you said Paul, 42% of you said Jack.
But you do those things which Lao-Tzu warned us against, right? You never leave room for others. You suck the fucking oxygen out of the room, talk ad nauseum, and just drone until people are ready to fucking jump out a goddamn window with a rope attached. That's all I'm saying, man. It gets hard to deal with.
So to be clear, that's a subjective.
I see it everywhere.
Frank,
everywhere. I'm just, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to. Am I going to respond to that, or we're not?
Well, let's
So
pause.
that's a subjective perspective. Believe it or not.
Can you say thank you and kind of consider what was just said?
I am considering it, and it seems on the face of it obvious that it's a subjective perspective. I don't think everybody in the experience is having that experience. So is it
I
possible?
agree entirely with him, Paul. You need an intervention.
Oh, we're doing this loop again. It's amazing.
Thank you. Chuck drops in another $10. He says Chuck needs keys. Chuck needs keys. Thank you, Chuck.
Oh yeah, all men and women have the right.
Oh my God, is that it?
And I just texted Jack the link, but I'll tell you what, ain't nobody coming up on this panel with me. Welcome, Jack Talcott. I see you backstage. Hold on, hang tight for me for a second. I just asked the audience to help Chuck not be the only donor here. And the thing that came out of that is Chuck donating again, which I do appreciate very much, Chuck. But I feel like the rest of you are not carrying your weight. So ain't nobody coming up on this panel until I see at least $30 out of somebody besides Chuck. I mean, you guys can do it collectively, but no, it ain't right for you to make. Chuck's got a bad back. How are you going to make him carry the whole team?
How we loop on these
you need
tracks.
to
really
intervene on yourself. You should really look at yourself differently than you've chosen to. I'm going to shut up now.
So that's all this was, right, Jack? Is, hey, come over, have the keys, come be involved with me so we can do some enmeshment, codependency, and then I can turn on you at some point and do the intervention loop like we've done.
Thank you, Chuck, for 10 more Powder Dusty memberships. Man, he's making y'all look bad today. He just dropped another whale.
Money ain't a motherfucking bribe. It's a sport I invented to win when I watch. Known all the rights and the lights and the locks. Even known all the ice and the Sprite. You just try to get money.
Money of your motherfucking life. 2-ton angel carved out of ice. Alligator sailboat, $sign ice. Fill a warehouse full of Van Goghs twice. Get money.
Money or your motherfucking heart. I could give it to my dog. He makes money when he barks. So put it in my fridge or in one of my parks that I bought so my robots can learn how to log. Get money.
Un momento. Thank you, Sasquatch. Sasquatch threw in the first five to get Jack up here. He says with a message that says, I am drinking. So there we go. For the guilt grift. Thank you, what say Lou. We're halfway there. We only need $15 more to let. Thank you. Talcott's backstage. Sasquatch is backstage drinking. I haven't even dropped a link to the public yet. We need $15 more from somebody besides Chuck, and then we'll let him up. Oops, hold on. Let me get this thing back up here. Get me out of there.
Before that's all this.
So why does that to be so pre-planned? Why can't it just be a?
It's not
organic...
pre-planned. I'm saying folks are running a subconscious loop, a program.
Paul doesn't see. He's
do you put yourself outside of this?
Chuck just dropped another whale. He says, on behalf of those who can't afford to dono. Chuck, I'll leave it up to you. Do you want me to bring you're paying their cover? You're carrying the team? I'll let them up if you say to let them up.
Money ain't a motherfucking bribe. It's a sport I invented to win when I watch. Don't know the rights and the lights and the locks. Even don't know the ice and the Sprite. You just try to get money.
Money of your motherfucking life. 2-ton angel carved out of ice. Alligator sailboat, $ ice. Fill a warehouse full of Van Goghs twice. Get money.
Money or your motherfucking heart. I could give it to my dog. He makes money when he barks. So put it in my fridge or in one of my parks that I bought so my robots could learn how to log. Get money.
Also, we got $10 in from GTGT. He says, woohoo, thank you for the membership, Mr. Chuck. And Chuck says, nah, give me the link. So y'all need $5 more to get Jack up here. But let me send, I'm sending Chuck the link right now.
Circle? Is that what gives you like a...
He doesn't see himself with any parts.
Again,
That's the pedestal, right?
If you want to directly focus on something that I just did in the interaction before that led to whatever this is, I'm open to it. But I don't think that I was overboard. I don't think I was out of hand. I think we were having a back and forth exchange over certain ideas. I think we're even aligned in those ideas. And then we got
Paul.
Welcome, Chuck. Thank you for the donations and the generosity. Do you have any thoughts you want to get in here?
Oh, it could be a back and forth. I mean, they claim to be with one another, but yet they fight with one another. I think Paul's in it because his views have dropped down. He's irrelevant. So he thought he could make use of Jack's platform to elevate his position. And he didn't.
Let me pause you real quick because Beth came in with the last 5.
It is always important to be mindful of this money.
Did you like that? That's the Talcott frog.
It's beautiful.
No, it's not.
All right.
If it was a Talcott frog, it would say, be mindful of this piece. Be holding a pistol.
Right.
All right, Chuck, go ahead. You were saying?
Please.
Well, I was saying that the Paul numbers have gone down. His viewership has gone down. His relevancy has gone down. He joined forces with Jack. And the only time Paul had started showing up was when it was something Paul was interested in. He doesn't support Jack's purpose or his mission. It was just a way into the door.
Jack?
I see it a little different. I do.
You gonna let us know on how you see it?
I think Paul is confused by me. And I actually do hope. I hope he's listening, and I hope he's willing to speak up and ask for the link.
Yeah, the link is his. The minute he asks, it's his.
Yeah. I think I confused Paul. And
How so?
Yes,
he
explain.
Well, he doesn't understand me because he wants to like me, but I stand for things he doesn't get. We're similar, but we're clearly quite different, right? But there's something about Paul and I that, I don't know, it's been years, man.
It's a gay relationship.
Well, all right. I guess it's kind of like my marriage. There was not a lot of sex in the marriage either. So
Crack Baby Ghost says, here's to remission from the grifting. Thank you, Crack Baby, for the $2. The grifting is never in remission. Although sometimes the grift cancer is. The
I
fake
grifted
grip
up a pint earlier.
Nice.
Oh,
are you
shit.
gripping for shots? You just drinking?
I'll just drink. I'll take donations and I'll take those shots. But when I'm done, I'm done. I'm going to bed. I'm not going to be making an ass of myself
fix you,
tonight.
Sasquatch.
You know what?
Just like that
you know
girl.
what, Sasquatch, you're getting drunk in the right place. Let me just remove myself and let them have.
So, hi, I'm Sasquatch. I am here with a pint, half pint. Actually, no, it's just like a quarter pint. It's like this much left in the bottom of a pint. I didn't sleep last night, and I didn't sleep well the night before. I'm going to bed tonight. Like, I was getting snippish with Captain Curmudgeon, and I was like, I just need a nap, bro. Now, hit me, get me.
So why are you drinking, sir?
So I can go to sleep.
So you can go to sleep. Is this all?
Yeah, I'm going to go to sleep. Pardon?
I said, is this often that you must drink to sleep?
Oh, no, this is the first time I've drank anything in, I think, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, maybe. It's been a minute.
And do you just take a drink, or do you have to finish the bottle?
I cheat on that. I finish the bottle, but here's how I cheat. I stash partial bottles over here so that I have one that I haven't cracked the seal, that I have cracked the seal on, and so I can like tug it out and just drink like a couple of shots and then go to bed. And this one's been sitting over there for almost a month because the last time I did drink, I drank the whole pipe.
It's not a drinking problem until you're. What's your laundry room look like? How many bottles are in the laundry room behind the what laundry detergent?
No, I don't. No, they're right
I
here.
always put mine behind the refrigerator.
No, none of that. None of that. No, right. None of that. My daughter will go buy me a pint if she thinks I need one. So, like, apparently it does something that makes
she thinks you need one.
Right.
What makes you think you need one?
Not me. Her. If she decides I need the pint,
just because she bought it doesn't mean you have to drink it.
No, it does mean I have to drink it. It just doesn't mean I have to drink it today. Right?
It would be rude. It would be rude to reject a gift.
Well, unless sobriety is exchanged.
Okay, so before we get too deep, my drug of choice, the problem I've always had has always been opiates, downers, that type of stuff. Right. So like I quit drinking completely while I was in my drug phase. And during the drug phase, there was a meth phase, the Xanny phase, and a opiate phase. And then there was a near death phase. And then I got sober. It's clean. Right. And I quit everything for 2 years straight. And then I looked at my wife one day and I was like, hey, am I an alcoholic? She's like, I don't know. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you haven't drank in years. You haven't drank anything since you got clean. You have been clean. And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I don't know. She's like, did you ever have a problem not drinking before? I said, well, I'd either decide to drink or not drink. And I've never really thought about it. She was like, I'm willing to take this risk. And I was like, what? And she got up and left, came back and handed me a pint of my preferred liquor. And she's like, start drinking. And I was like, okay. And I took like 4 or 5 shots. So she looked at me, just laughing, joking, everything's funny. And then she reached over and said, stop drinking. And I put the top on the bottle and set it down. And we sat there until I had a headache. And she said, I don't think you're actually an alcoholic. I think you're a drug addict. I was like, well, what do you mean?
Only you can determine if you're an alcoholic.
True. And, now, I am a binge drinker when I drink. I tend to drink everything that's open. Right.
That falls under the classification of alcoholism, sir.
Right.
Okay.
I agree.
He's going to stay that way. It's kind of, unless he goes back into his meth phase, because it's kind of hard to get drunk when you're in your meth phase.
And I do have a new rehab available. If you're interested, contact me privately, and we'll take care of that.
Does it involve fishing in your pond? Because I'm all over that shit.
There you go.
I can sit in the boat all day long. I won't drink a drop. Like,
all right. So before I lose the train of thought, Jack thinks that Paul doesn't understand him. I think Paul understands Jack exceptionally well. I don't think anybody besides maybe myself can manage Jack as well as Paul can.
Well, see, he puts his Paul on a pedestal.
Resurge yourself. Sorry, what was that, Chuck?
I said you put Paul on this pedestal where he doesn't belong.
No, he places himself up there. And I'll admit, sometimes I don't try to knock him off. I just let him sit up there. But
you turn into a gushy little girl when he shows up.
Well,
we're trying to get you the keys.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
There's many things about him I admire. There's also many things about him that I do not approve of.
What do you admire?
He's got a strength. He's got a strong grasp on the principles of freedom, on the ideas of codes, policies, and enforcements. I actually agree with him on the majority of those things. And he's clearly got a gift of word, right? He's very articulate and vocal, not always in the best ways.
He can say a lot of words without communicating any information, which is not a bad skill to have if you're a politician, or a YouTuber. Katie, dinner was excellent.
What did you have for dinner?
Beef and noodles. She makes beef and noodles and puts it on top of mashed potatoes, and it was all good.
Cool.
Anyways, okay, let's get back into this because I don't want to get too far sidetracked. Before we do, though, was today the first day that Paul resurfaced without his merged name? Because I noticed that the stream started off with him not having your last name anymore.
No, at least one or two before he changed from the pack to on Judge Unslaved. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Do you want to?
Do you take the name, him taking back his maiden name as a sign of contention?
No, I would prefer he shows up as Paul, but
why did you refer to him as the name he showed up as then? Instead of, you didn't referring to Paul, you referred to him as Pack.
That's the name that he had chosen at that point in time.
Yeah. I guess trying to play along with it.
Chuck, if we're going to get you the keys, you have to be a little bit more agreeable, at least in the short
I know, damn it. Let me mute up.
I think we were having a back and forth exchange over certain ideas. I think we're even aligned in those ideas. And then we got
Paul. Do you want to understand? That's the thing. I don't think that you do.
Okay, I'm open to understanding.
What brought you here to Jax for the most recent
question?
I know he requested.
I hadn't been here in a few days, and I saw that he was interacting with Jim, and there wasn't really much going on. And I was kind of
much going on.
You're cutting me off again. You're right. You're not letting me even finish. You've already got your mind made up. You're pigeonholing me.
Tell you what, actually, Paul,
we're going to deflect and we're going to run now, aren't we?
Paul. Actually, Paul,
when I said much not going on, can I clarify? Because you literally just jumped the gun. It's the opposite of what you're thinking it is. Not much going on in the way of toxicity and acting out. It was a decent conversation that I was somewhat inspired by, that I wanted to be a part of. And I wanted to get more from or with or out of Jim as far as what he does and what his perspective is, right?
I see the finger.
Thank you. I went back and reviewed when he first showed up, when it was just Jim and I, he jumped right in to kind of press back against Jim on his views of disclosure. I don't know
which I think is I actually skipped to when he started getting uppity about Snafu being in the back chat. That's at least to me, that looks like where it really started twisting off. I think that Jim, I've been trying to catch Jim. I think that Jim's ideas need to be pushed back on. I think that he's a fucking con man, and that tattoo was not done by aliens. I think that he knows just what to say to you. There's no way that tattoo was done by aliens.
Oh,
Chuck sends in $5. He says, "Save Squatch." And just like that, Squatch is not taking his next shot. Thank you, Chuck, for saving Squatch from the next shot.
Hey, I guess what I was getting at, sorry, jump it back, but
Go ahead.
He had said he joined because there wasn't much going on. There wasn't much chaos or discontent. But I swear, when he joined, it seemed to me that's what was being brought, right?
Yeah. And that explanation was just part of Paul's Jack management. His Jack management system is very good, but I don't believe that was why he joined.
No, I agree. Yeah.
So I wasn't demeaning what you were doing. I was saying that's why I came in, because there wasn't all the usual extra garbage with Slave Foo and Tommy and all the rest.
Well,
so I guess someone had to be the target today, and I'll accept that if I need to be that.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's what is the end goal for your comfort zone in a panel, Paul, right? Is it really, does it offer that much? Or is it kind of your friends hanging out, just shooting the shit most of the time? That's what I've seen this show become when it leans more heavily on you. It's just people who you like and get along with, which is the biggest problem with these circles we run in, is we don't have a show anymore. We're just talking. And I've seen you lean real hard into that laziness.
Observation.
Then to say like that, you know, anyone here is
Yes, sir.
Landry has the least invested in this particular conversation and seems to be inserting his opinion simply because he can, because you allow him, Jack. I mean, I've never seen him get involved in anything that ended well for anyone involved in it, not even Landry. And so I don't know. I don't consider him a negative influence. I consider him a non-influence in most spaces.
Yeah, I can see
I'm just asking.
Thank you. We got some money from Mr. coming in on the Cash App. He wants to know, and I saw he had 2 comments. So the first one, I'm going to turn into a question, even though it wasn't the question he said, it was a super chat. Have you considered tattooing a swastika on your forehead?
It's not in my plans for the future.
Okay. The question he actually asked is, why is Chuck going to a re-education camp?
Is Chuck going to a re-education?
Is Chuck going to re-education camp? Would you, if you become the who's that, the Rasputin of Donald Trump? If you become Donald Trump's Rasputin
leader,
who's going into the okay, apparently you said it to apparently you said it that Chuck needed to go into re-education camp.
yes he did.
What is it that you would hope that Chuck would learn there?
Oh, there'd be so many things, but more it'd be unlearning, I think. I think Chuck could benefit from unlearning a few things.
Have you sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done. Carry on.
I am, please.
Okay. Have you considered that maybe instead of a heavy hand, the best way to re-educate Chuck would be with kindness by extending him an offer of the keys?
Oh, bribery? You think bribery is
bribery?
It works best with me. That would be the best way to re-educate me.
Can confirm. Bribery play into this?
Can confirm.
Yeah. Bribing me works way better than trying to fight me on things.
Here's what's weird. Here's the thing, as long as no discussion of an amount has taken place, you might be able to bribe him with $1. You might be able to bribe him with $5. He would prefer 50 and 100 would be even better.
No. I lost the question.
The
What was
first
it-
two
what-
candidates were Chuck and Flo. If I remember
Yeah.
the conversation right.
What is it that you would hope that the re-education camps would train us or untrain us on? Specifically, the question was about Chuck that got catch-upped in.
Well, I've been trying to change Chuck's mind about me, but clearly, if I become supreme leader or Rasputin towards Trump, then Chuck's going to change his own mind. He's not going to need a camp. But if the other part, though, is re-education regarding economics, perhaps.
Oh, that's that. I assume that one's aimed at me.
Well, if he's saying that in the context, I was saying Chuck and you, well, that would
Okay.
make sense.
All right, Mr. So he wants to reform Chuck's opinion of Jack primarily, but he also wants us both to unlearn our support of capitalism.
You get me. You do.
I'm just happy that my audience likes capitalism because that allows me to succeed at capitalism. And Mr. was just a perfect example of that. He helped the capitalism grift here. He got his questions asked.
How else would I help Flo if it wasn't through capitalism?
Exactly.
I don't know what you're willing to do.
That's a vague answer.
Me or
I'm not
him?
doing
Me or
sex.
Chuck, because he was
I didn't
asking
know-
how.
I didn't know if you were saying I don't know what I would be willing to do for the money, or you don't know what Chuck would be willing to do to help.
I got an extra bed, Flo.
I imagine you have limits on the money for sure. But no, I was asking because Chuck was asking if it wasn't for the currency, what would he offer? What would he do to help?
Would Flo take tomatoes and green beans and potatoes and maybe a few eggs?
I would take that shit too. But it'd be hard for you to stitch together my daughter that stupid duck I just bought her with the fro.
Oh.
Take the lead and I want to present something, I'm taking over. When I take a step back and I go with the flow and I just try to get into a conversation or a back and forth, that's not good either. So I'm
Either
trying
it's
to
good or
do
bad.
what are we looking for?
We're not making moral judgments
When
on
did I
it.
become answerable to Landry and his constant hard on for me and how I do a broadcast as well, right? This is bizarre. It's the same garbage over and over again for years.
Yeah, it is.
Do you ever feel like you're arguing with your ex-wife again when this shit happens? Y'all sound like an old married couple. You know that, right?
I know. It's ridiculous. I got to break my habits, and I know.
Can I talk about the I called you about a week ago. Can I talk about that conversation, or did you prefer me not to?
I don't even remember what it was, but go ahead.
Okay. I called Jack about a week or so ago after when the merge was in full flux, and I congratulated him on having won what I view as an eternal power struggle between the two of them, and the fact that Paul was on Jack's panel, having taken Jack's last name and not having a word leave his mouth without first considering, will Jack approve of this? I considered that at that point, Jack winning decisively, even though almost everybody I talked to said, do you see the way Paul's manipulating Jack? I said, you're looking at this wrong. Paul is doing what Jack wants to. He took his last name. He's the wife. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, Jack's the wife.
I think Paul was the Jack stayed Jack Talcott the whole time. Paul merged his name and face into Jack's and then joined Jack's channel and then wouldn't do a damn thing unless he had thought about it first and goes, will Jack approve of this? And then he'd do it if he thought that he could couch it in a way that Jack would approve of.
You're right.
I don't know that I gained that much submission. That might be giving him more credit. But you know what? I did see some deference, right? He deferred some. He probably restrained himself, and
only to get a saving grace with you, Jack, was the only reason.
Snow says Jack is definitely the alpha male this time. And Chatter King says Jack is daddy now.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Because Paul lost so much influence.
Our poll, I don't have any way to get a hold of Paul, but he's definitely allowed. If he shows up, he's definitely welcome to get a panel link and jump up. Also, before we jump back into this real quick, 30-second warning on the widget down there in the corner. Who's best at managing Jack, Paul, or Dusty?
Dusty.
Look at your part to understand why it's been.
There's something that the two of you agree on, Jack and Chuck.
This is where we can build a bridge. I'm telling you, we can make this work.
Right.
I agree. My part is that I keep thinking that people who do the same things over and over again, expecting different results, are actually going to change how they approach me, the situation, the broadcast, or anything else, right? So I agree with that.
But it's you that you need to change.
Sure. What did I do specifically that I need to change? I'll ask again, because I didn't hear anything. I heard a lot of feelings about how people feel about me and things from the past creeping into now, but I didn't hear any direct explanation of what I was doing that was so inappropriate that we had to go off and call me a pig and say I wasn't advertising you and all the rest of it.
That's not true.
Oh,
you did hear.
That was awesome.
I said you heard the explanations. You chose to label them and to dismiss the explanation.
Can you explain what he's referring to? Because I didn't see the conversation.
I was just nodding in agreement. What the heck was he? What was he saying?
He was talking about the pig, that you called him a pig, or said put a pig
with lipstick. Put lipstick on a pig and the same as Paul.
He took that personally, but I was talking about the situation, and I explained that too.
I have a better analogy.
Please.
When dealing with Paul, I don't know if it's an analogy. I'm a little drunk, but when dealing with Paul, it kind of goes like this: never teach a pig to sing; it wastes your time and annoys the pig.
That's fascinating.
Oh, thanks, Jack. That's a great way of saying I don't get it. I love you, dude. You're great.
There's wisdom in there too. I get it. I can see them. I can see it.
There's good. Do you have any more thoughts on that? You were talking about the situation, and Paul took it personally, like he was the pig.
Yeah, and thank you. That's what I was trying to say. The situation, the relationship that's been him and I, it's dysfunctional. It's unhealthy. It's just absolutely absurd.
Let me read a few of these comments here that jumped out at me. Drude says that Paul wasn't a wife; he was a black widow, taking your name so she can take everything.
No.
Mr. Miyagi says, I'm pretty sure Paul's jealous the Jack show has more legs than his.
Yep.
He's still blowing me away on the numbers.
He's doing vertical.
Still.
Mr. says, I feel like Jack would welcome Islamic invaders.
Fascinating.
True. I can see that.
Snow says, Paul sounds like he's going to start crying.
Mm-hmm.
No. See, Paul's biggest problem is he wants to pocket watch chat and take all those things and then come up on panel and beat Jack up because there's people down there disparaging him as he perceives.
I agree. And now, Jack, I'm sure that you've noticed Paul's incredibly thin skin and his inability to let chat do chat shit seems to be like a regular derailing feature anywhere he goes.
That's well observed. I know I've had my own issues with that problem. And he's sure shown those issues recently. But let me just real quick. I don't have anything against Paul. I really don't. He's got some unhealthy habits in the ways he interacts with people.
Do you think that the re-education camp could help him?
I believe it could be as simple as an honest conversation with me.
And as we'll see here in a second, that's one of the things that you guys get contentious about, is that he's not a very open line of communication.
Nope. Nations, not just with me, but with Frank, Landry.
When did when did your discussion with me become a 3-on-1 interaction? I don't understand. That's literally triangulation. Why did that have to happen?
Because one-on-one, you're insufferable. You've got a pattern of being disagreeable. As Frank pointed out, you overtake the conversations, then you control and continue on. Both of us have that pattern.
Are we doing that now?
No, we're doing better. And I appreciate
why are we living?
And this is where I expected the makeup sex to start.
In the past, then. This is what I'm confused about.
Hold on. Wait a second. I just got an audio file from Jack earlier. This is what it sounded like. They made up. It's good. I'm joking, Jack. Don't come on, man.
That was vicious.
Jack only has
I'm a little drunk. What can I say?
You guys are so fucking bizarre.
Okay, so
That's
your
great.
issue with me lies with your lack of trust with me, regardless of what my behavior has shown.
No,
even
that's
though
not accurate.
Okay.
What I told you is my issue with you is your behavior. You choose your distrust as your excuse. I don't accept that shit. I know you can do better. I know you can be better. But until you want that, ain't shit gonna change.
I'm really not quite sure what you're talking about.
I'm happy to unpack it.
I think we've all been waiting. I'm guessing that time's never going to come because this is all some vague sort of generalization so that you can, like, do whatever this is, right? There isn't any actual thing you can point to, right?
Nothing vague.
Other than the first thing you said, because usually the first thing we spout out in a moment of frustration is at the core of what it really is. I didn't appreciate you enough and I didn't advertise you enough, right? And I did a lot of talking, even though I haven't been here in 3 or 4 days, right?
And that's unfortunately probably all you heard, wasn't it? Why don't you think back again? See what you might have.
I don't need to think back because you're here now. And if it's so important that it had to take up everything we were doing and become this between you and I again, like it has in the past, then you can just make it clear what the actual issue is. I don't have to go back and think about it and deflect and this, that, and the third. You have an issue and a problem. You shut the conversation down in the broadcast. You have
Okay, Jack, it's still, I'm trying to read your body language, but there's too much eyebrows going on my screen at once, so it's hard for me to. Did you have something to say?
There was. I believe at this point, I may have deactivated the keys, but I think he still has access to the keys. So I'm being as patient as I can with him.
It looks like that patience is wearing thin. You've got the pursed lips and the
Paul had a point at this specific juncture.
Which is
how can Paul go and look at the problem if you don't point out the problem?
Oh, but that's just it. I've pointed it out. He's in denial. I've pointed out his denial. He refuses to look at himself, so there's literally nothing I can do. I can keep explaining it, but every time I explain it, it gives him something to argue. So I'm done explaining. I'm done arguing. He knows how to think for himself. He needs to learn how to do it with me.
Now, I don't necessarily agree with this comment, but I think that it's worth asking the question. GTGT says, Paul just wants Jack to apologize for talking bad about him behind his back. Do you think that that's
that might be accurate to some degree. Paul he mentioned that he felt slighted by me, that I said,
what did you say on that show that Paul is referring to?
I really don't.
He said that basically the situation was like putting lipstick on a pig. Basically, their marriage is falling apart.
No, before that.
Oh,
Paul got upset that I was on Landry's stream and apparently said something there. Here.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi sends in $20. He says, "Can you buy the tall furry guy a beer?" I think that the tall guy here is Chuck. So Chuck, you got to drink a beer.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! You better
But
send
I
a
think
big
he's probably
super
talking
chat.
about the only one of us that's drinking right now. Sasquatch, have a drink on Mr. Miyagi. Thank you for the contribution. Let me drop some bombs for that. Where's my jack bombs?
Oh yeah, all men and women have the right.
Oh my God, is that
It out and started calling people out.
Are you there? Are you there?
Hello.
In the past, then
Let me
you
back
can
that
just
up.
make it clear what the actual issue is. I don't have to go back and think about it and deflect and this, that, and the third. You have an
but
issue
you
and a
can't.
problem. You shut the conversation down in the broadcast. You acted out and started calling people out.
Hello, are you there? Are you there?
Are you there?
Paul, I don't have to spoon feed you. You can go back and think, motherfucker.
Sure,
Use your
there it
head.
is. There it is.
Use your head.
It's some life coaching, huh?
Well, I'm honest.
My life coach / sponsor told me he doesn't have to spoon feed me, motherfucker. Just go back and think about it, right? Wow.
Right.
I could have consulted some of my Italian uncles for life coaching like this, the ones who drink, beat their wives, did cocaine in the 80s. Yeah, this is top-notch fucking life coaching, man. Thanks, Jack. What do I owe you for this? Can I give you a mailing address to send the bill? Do you see how absurd the whole thing is and how ridiculous it is? Do we have a moment of clarity?
Jack, you got furrow brows up here in live time. What did this piss you off all over again?
It's just so juvenile. I mean,
It sort of seems like I pointed out earlier that with Snafu, when he wanted you to kick Snafu, that he was being a damsel in distress. And I thought that he was trying to activate your white knight mode. Do you feel like he was trying to engage your white knight mode?
I think that might be pretty accurate, actually.
Which goes to support my theory that you're the man and he's the woman.
Yep.
And just laugh about in general how ridiculous
I just played it so that you wouldn't feel obligated to respond to that.
the whole thing is and laughable.
I'm laughing at you.
Okay.
So now when you're done getting out your little feelers,
Sure.
stop acting like a bitch. Let's bring the
Okay.
conversation back to where
You know
the
what?
conversation was.
You're right.
Let's bring things back into context.
Man, let me get
okay
out of
with
my
that, Paul?
feelers right now, and
Paul,
let's get
can
back
I
to the
bring us back
conversation and
into the
context.
present?
Yeah.
Paul, can I bring
Please
us
do
back?
that. We need a masculine, strong leader type man who's really in charge to bring us back. Please do that.
Oh, well, here we go.
Well, there you go. Precisely.
I gave Tom a total softball there, man.
I was so happy to see Tom show up. Yes, no. The way that you look right here, that's how I felt seeing Tom show up. I was on my phone yes, Tom's here.
Don't make me lose my chance for keys. Oh.
Wolfpack says, Powder Dusty, thank you for support earlier. It wasn't my intention to start anything that didn't go where I wanted to take it. My bad. You have nothing to apologize for at all. You didn't take it anywhere. Me and 777 did that ourselves. That was no harm, no foul. You got nothing to apologize for. Glad to see you here, Wolfpack. And I'm sorry to hear about your situation. Hope that all gets resolved.
And the crowd goes mild.
Yeah, because you guys toned it down.
Ooh, that's so clever.
So great. Good show control, guys. I'm gonna just step back for a minute because you both need to keep experiencing each other authentically. This is who you both are, but we're gonna get through this. Go ahead.
All right. You want to? I'll drop you back. I'll bring you up later.
Yeah, he's in all his glory right now. He's reveling, drinking it in. You know, like so many loser haters here.
Yourself.
I was reveling and drinking it in. I don't even care if that makes me a loser hater. I was so happy in the loosh at this moment. You can still you can feel the excitement. Like, yay, Tommy is what this situation needed.
I know. He really was.
He's got pretty pink headphones too.
Tom, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, respectfully, I'm muted because I'm downtown. You know, I get off my ass and do things, Jack. But here's the thing.
Make sure that everybody on the panelverse knows it whenever you do too. So
no, I don't at all. Now, when you bring up false narrative,
he gets up and does things because if he stays in one place for too long, they'll come run him off like a homeless guy.
Right. Yeah,
and that's not speaking in hate. Go ahead.
The irony of that brag wasn't missed on me.
Right.
And if you look, most of these guys who scream rights, freedoms, and principles are broke ass motherfuckers.
Jack, thoughts on that? Surely you've noticed the correlation between being a sovcit and being either on the run or out of money.
That could just be my limited experience.
Your experience is not that limited.
Well, with that type of person, it is. There could be very wealthy sovcits that just stay out of online, which would make sense.
If you're not on house storage unit you live in, bravo.
Please,
I know I lost my storage unit. So see, this is what I love about you, Paul. You show that you're either denying that I'm doing what I said I'm going to do, or you're showing how you'd treat me if I was actually this bad off and homeless.
I'm actually about to step back from this and leave because it's the same old garbage for years on end, and it literally doesn't change, and it's beyond embarrassing.
Again, Paul, look at your part.
Sure.
He damseled and distressed you again, and it worked. That's it's two times the stream, Jack, that Paul was a damsel and you saved him.
I remember actually wanting to toss Paul and leave Tom.
You hit the wrong person?
I believe he still had access to keys at this point. I don't think
I tried to throw Orthodox guy out one time and I ended up hitting the wrong person. I threw Katie out on accident.
I can do that.
I really hope you will. Okay.
Of course I do, Jack. I think you know that of me, that I'm a person who is reflective and somewhat introspective.
No, you say you are, but as Frank pointed out, brother, you know the words, but you're not putting them into practice. You're lying to yourself and others. And I know you're better.
Frank has an opinion of me that I monologue sometimes and drone on. There's probably more people.
Third time that I recall. I mean, I just started counting, but this is another white knight. He's damseling again. I don't know who the fuck Frank even is. Oh, Frank Monday. Is he talking about Frank Monday?
Yeah.
Yep. Frank Monday.
People here who believe that's true about him than they do about me. Is he interested in their opinion? Probably not.
Hey, Paul.
Yes,
in this live stream, I was sitting here listening to you drone on, and I wasn't enjoying it.
So then it's
I wasn't enjoying it.
And
did you hear why? Did you hear why I didn't enjoy it, Paul? I explained that too. I know you
don't seem to ever really enjoy when other people are talking for any period more than 5 seconds. I don't know if you've noticed that about yourself, Paul, but anytime you're even doing it right now. So, okay.
Again, why are you so insistent on describing
responding to what you're saying and pointing things out. I mean, I don't know, because you're doing it and I'm doing it with you.
Tell you what, Paul, I'm ready to wrap up.
Okay. Yeah, I think you should use protect.
This is when, because I was listening on my phone, this is when I was like, shit, no, I got to go shovel some coal into Jack's choo-choo. And so I'm about to join here in a second. This is when I got up out of bed and I put on some pants. And I was like, we got to do
this. We don't want any more of this spreading in the world, right? Wrap it up.
No, final words from you.
Sure.
Now you have Lalo. Everybody say hi to Lalo. Hi, Lalo.
Lalo.
Thank you for the opportunity of being here today. Thank you for the opportunity of co-hosting. But for some weird reason, I just couldn't get it done. You know, we couldn't maintain that. So I'm going to go back and look at me and my behavior and what I did to create.
Seeing my super chat on this thing that we're on this video that we're reviewing reminded me that you too can super chat to me to help recoup my expenses super chatting Jack.
This is the spinning cheeseburger of you owe me $5. You owe $5 to whoever sent this to you.
71 people. Actually, it's 74 counting the people on stage. Owe me $5. The good news is that is a transferable obligation, so you can screen record that and send it to whoever you want.
This outcome, okay? Thank you, Mr. Talcott. And again, mailing address will be given.
If you and Paul lived in the same bungalow together, would you have slapped him yet?
Probably, but I'm pretty sure he's quite a bit bigger than me.
He is, but I bet you're more nimble.
I'm confident I could outrun him.
If you need it. You're too good to me.
I have been. I've been very forgiving, very supportive, very encouraging. I've been very generous with Paul. Bring back Frank, Powder Dusty says. Guys, I really do kind of want to wrap up. Paul, yeah, if you go live.
I think this is where I rated you.
Try and forward over, but did you?
Yeah, no, it was weird because I think OG rated me, Powder Dusty rated me, and then someone else rated me. I ended up with like 90 people in chat or some shit. Just as I was hitting the end on the thing, like it popped up like 70 people, and then was like doing that weird tumble thing for a second as I was hitting the thing going, oh well, you know, shit happens. Sam looked over at me, he said, "What the fuck just happened?" I was like, I have friends. He's like, did he just run up to 90 people? I was like, I think so.
So maybe Jack, you were getting ready to end it. That's the second time you said it so far. Did you get a number jump, and is that why you decided to keep rolling? Do you remember?
I don't remember noticing that.
Okay.
I don't.
Maybe if you ate more protein, your memory would be better because your brain would work.
Yep.
He needs cholesterol, really. Animal fats. Yep. 1 piece of bacon a month. That's it. That'll do it.
Yeah, and it looks like
if you'll eat a piece of bacon on camera, I'll renounce capitalism on camera.
1 a month. I just want him to be healthy. I don't care about the capitalism.
I do. That's it.
Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah, stick that in your pocket. Put a pin in it.
Yours. So yeah, go live, and folks can go over and listen to Paul complain and talk about how great he is again.
Lalo, Ruby was here earlier, but it's not an open panel right now. But Ruby, since she is my new sugar mama, and since she does have the way of whispering to Jack, you know, I'm not opposed to her. But Lalo, you could use some of your funds and support that idea as well.
Yeah, Ruby's going to come to my channel.
I'm going to bring everyone else back, except Snafu. Snafu is not coming up yet.
No, I want to talk to Snafu.
Then go to
of course you do.
I saw
dude. That was beautiful. That was fucking beautiful, dude.
let's watch that. Let's watch that again.
Bring everyone else back except Snafu. Snafu is not coming up yet.
No, I want to talk to Snafu.
Then go to the back with him.
Pow.
Yeah, good call. I wasn't trying to be injurious to Paul. I found it can be tough. And there is a Taoist principle. I think all of us have the tendency.
Okay, Jack, you're a more spiritual person than I am, actually, and so is Chuck. And I don't know, Sasquatch is probably a sin or two.
I've read it.
Why is Frank such an Eastern spirituality tryhard?
He asked. No, stop, Chuck. He asked Jack. Let Jack answer first.
All right.
I'm not sure I can answer the why.
Do you agree with the diagnosis?
I can understand the description. Yeah. He's found a fascination with the ideas of spiritual magic. And he lives in China. So he's been there a while, I think.
Sasquatch and Chuck were both, go ahead, guys.
Chuck, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Frank is not what he seems.
He's actually beans.
What's that?
He's actually beans. He's Frank and beans. It was a joke. It was a bad.
Well, he speaks highly of Jack, but I've heard him elsewhere not so highly.
Stop poisoning the well, bro. That's not your job.
No, I think I recall him doing the same thing about me. What were you gonna say, Sasquatch?
All right. So I might have been watching Frank Monday a little longer than maybe I should have, but he has, in his opinion, been failed by Western ideology, Western religion, Western values. That's part of the reason why he is where he's at and why he's doing what he's doing. And I got nothing but respect for that part of it. The root of all that shit, though, is kind of hard to explain, and I'm not going to get into it. It's not spiritual, first of all. Where he is, what he's doing, why he's doing it, that kind of stuff. It's not a spiritual thing, but it has a spiritual axis, and so he's trying his best, and I can respect that.
So he's got a grudge against the West?
Maybe. I hadn't really thought about it as a grudge, but he is disappointed that the Western religious concepts don't take into account his spiritual leanings.
That's an interesting.
And one last thing before we start this. Does anybody know what actually happened to Landry's face? Did Ezra
He got
get
hit?
mad?
That was a left hook. Look at it. It's two knuckles right on the side of his temple. That's a left hook. And it's probably Ezra because she's taller and she punches down, and that's the perfect angle.
This is why I keep. This is autism is on point. Sasquatch Holmes here.
What did I do?
You just Sherlock Holmes to domestic violence.
That's my wood wife. Back off, bro.
Overspeak our piece, and once the idea lands, whether we've articulated it clearly or not, we may just go on and try to take it too far. I do that, and it being in the spotlight and being like told you're doing something wrong is really, really hard to accept. And rather than reconciling and dealing with that, you just say, "Yeah, I might do that, but you do this and you do that," right? That's what it kind of turns into. So I know that can be tough. Nobody wants to fucking hear it.
Frank, I actually thought you did a very nice job of resetting. I saw you do that. And I thought you both did a very nice job of pointing out compassionately, honestly, right, what you've been dealing with. Powdered Dusty. Never mind, Doc. Thanks for the contribution. Go ahead.
Before you drop me, I would just like to say that I think Paul's a great, articulate, intelligent guy. I've said this numerous times, but I do think that he has a tendency to go to excesses. Like Landry said a moment ago, he may drone on sometimes, but then other times he becomes a little bit lax. I think he's missing the middle way, and I think we all kind of miss the middle way sometimes, and that's what we're striving towards. Is trying to be more balanced and productive.
Well, all I know is apparently the other night when I was on your stream, Landry, apparently.
What is a Talcott aggregator? This is the second time I've seen him use that hashtag.
I don't know.
Clip collector.
I said something publicly that Paul found great offense to. And so I caught him on his stream, and he was just.
You never did actually apologize for that, though. Do you feel like you owe Paul an apology for that, or do you think the misunderstanding is on his mistake?
Yeah, it's not on me.
I mean, I showed up on his stream the next day, supportive, thinking everything's good, wanting to see about later, and then holy shit, he just starts bitching at me in the chat. Talking shit about me.
Chuck says in $5, he says, do I gots to be all the support here? Good question, guys. Chuck has a bad back. Don't make him carry the whole team. Shout out to Chuck.
When you hear the sirens or anti-aircraft guns, you must get under cover at once. You're in the open with no cover, lie down. The most important rule of all is never to stand staring at the sky. If you don't take cover, you may get hurt.
You just being on Landry's stream triggered a lot of people. I was triggered.
I don't know, man. I guess little did I know how few words were needed for me to speak to be as opposed as I always will be.
Right? Well, that's he's got a conviction within him, right? He's made up his mind about how the world is and how people are, and he thinks he knows it all. I mean, who was I grilling into earlier? Duck. Duck was building these narratives of the world through his perception on human nature, but I saw it. He's got a skewed perception of human nature. But this is the world we live in. You know what? Someone had a good comment from Arpel. Jack, remember everything you and Paulie have gone through together. I know that he has put me through a lot. What have I gone through with him?
That comment backfired a little bit for all Arpel's.
Arpel's a shit disturber.
He can be.
I just told Arpel, I think that from my perspective, it seems like Arpel has been the number one most consistently long supporting Jack supporter besides Chuck, maybe. Ironically.
I'm probably the longest financial supporter.
I think it's possible.
Arpel. I'm still spinning my wheels. I mean, as I remember, Paul and Snafu and Tommy and many others were still bitching at me and laughing at me when I was going through the eviction of my home. Maybe not. Let me not bastardize Paul, because he's been around for a while. Paul and he's not always been disrespectful. He's mocked the shit out of Jack for years. I don't need. I will not be coming back here again, period. All right, well, blessings to you. You guys do what you got to do. What disappointed me with Paul today?
That person that said they wouldn't be coming back, I timed them out then for 24 hours.
Is I am on here on this live stream saying, brothers and sisters, let's change this world. Let's disrupt, let's flip the tables on the money changers, right? Let's confront the evil doers. Let's reclaim this world from the selfish and the cruel in the name of holiness. And so, folks, if you want to go support people who just want to complain, go ahead. Get the hell out of here. And if you just want to be here to complain, get out of here, Tom.
You described
Hold on, we got to slow this down.
everything you don't like as a complaint. When you said I made fun of you for losing your house, I offered you my fucking extra bedroom. We made fun of you because until the day they evicted you, you sat there and said, I know God will just save my house and I can just sit here and stream. That's why we were laughing at you. Just like we laugh at your daddy for saying he goes to jail and drives and he never does either of those things. I'm the Panelverse fucking president because you guys, like even Frank comes up here and enables you and doesn't want to call you out how you and Paul are doing the exact.
I gotta say, I didn't hear anything but facts out of Tom there.
True.
There was nothing but facts.
He's just complaining. He's not accomplishing anything other than complaining.
He wasn't complaining. He was just putting facts out at that point.
But for what?
I don't know what his end goal was on that. I mean, Paul's the one that ran the homeless counter when you were getting evicted.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I don't need to listen to it.
Jack, you always say you want to witness as well, and I was there when you lost your house, and those weren't the things you were saying. You said that God would show you a path. You didn't say He was going to avert disaster. You said that clarity would come and you could be led forward. I guess you're going to wrap up the show, probably, Jack. At this point, I don't know, unless there's a lot of other folks in the back ready to battle it out. I just want to say in reference to Paul, Paul knows I love him. I've tried to communicate with him a half a dozen times on different shows and on his shows. And most of the time he just doesn't allow communication because he speaks to people in a pedantic manner, which like nobody, especially like 55-year-old men, we don't want guys in their 30s boxing at us. Right. And sometimes we need to allow the space for silence, and very few people know how to do this. And you'd mentioned that earlier in the
Is Frank that old?
As what?
Is he 55?
I believe that.
Show today.
55 or older.
Silence, you know, and then letting the lull and the time to reflect, that can be very helpful. And I love you, brother. You keep on doing what you're doing, and love, peace, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future for sure, man.
Frank, thank you, brother. Sincerely. Appreciate you swinging through. I'll drop you out. Paul?
Yeah, so I'd like to point out, Frank just revealed.
Jack, does that every time I hear Paul doing his little so that tone of voice, it sort of makes my skin crawl. Does that tone of voice elicit a reaction out of you?
It used to. I'd call it
precisely the issue.
What would you call it?
I don't remember exactly what I called it, but it's along the lines of the inner whiny bitch voice.
Damn.
He's in his pride and his ego because somebody who's younger than him has experience with upholding rights and the law and going to court.
Is that what he said? Is that what he said, or is that what you heard?
Are you not going to let me finish?
Well, I'm curious because he's coming up here.
He just said he doesn't need someone younger than him hotboxing at him. That's what he heard when I was talking rights and freedom and the practice.
And you imply that I haven't been through that. You imply that I haven't done that too.
I don't know that you have. We haven't had those discussions, and you don't present that
information. You never allow them.
Yeah. That's another thing.
It seems like neither of you are allowing me to respond completely to anything you're saying right
now. Paul, you're maybe you're experiencing what you do. Maybe you feel like you're experiencing what you do, but you don't really draw out from others. It's like when someone says something, you jump in with an opinion and a narrative. And I think that's what Frank was been pointing out in a different way.
You could say it's an opinion and a narrative. His words verbatim were, "I don't need someone younger than me hotboxing at me." How was I?
Can you move your attention from the one thing that offends you so that we can be on the same conversation? It's not that it offends me. I'm
not offended.
Oh, tell that to your tone. You sound like a whiny little bit again.
Now.
Well, Paul, look at yourself. How do you sound? How the fuck do you sound? Honestly, how do you sound?
I would ask you to ask yourself the same thing.
No. I'm pointing out your whiny, bitchy tone.
I don't believe that I'm whining and bitching. I'm pointing out that he just
definitely whining.
All the bloviating and hot air, he's literally hotboxing and projecting onto me that he doesn't need a young person telling him what to do and how to live. That was his big issue and beef.
Okay,
you just don't allow time for you make it very difficult, maybe not all the time, but you make it very, very difficult to even get a word in edgewise.
Hallelujah.
We're even on panel.
I'm talking about every time I've dealt with you. That's just my experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so this comes up now. This has never come up between us. So again, it's just kind of like out of left field.
Paul, it's been brought up to you by many different people. Chuck, thank you for the contribution, by the way. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Sure. So
And you will be rewarded with keys to the kingdom. I have no
I
doubt.
hope so. One day I can see myself
Yes,
walking
and-
through that golden arch.
Chuck, would you be willing to merge your name into Chuck from Tennessee Cott?
Ooh,
Ooh.
possibly.
All right. I'm just trying to, put
The
one
future,
plank down,
maybe
put one plank down on the bridge at a time.
you
I
might
love it.
want to create some kind of, other than the brow reading where I have to stare at your brows and read your body language to know whether I should continue to talk or not. You might want to be more vocal about that and direct.
Paul, do you remember me asking you, inviting you? Let's spend just a few minutes, right? Maybe I wasn't specific of a few minutes, but I imagine just a few minutes. If we spoke just a couple of minutes, we could come up with some strategies. So we didn't have hurt feelings or misunderstandings. We could get on the same page. But for whatever reason, Paul, you've still, how many years have we known each other and how many off-air conversations?
There's no way that Paul believes in Jack's mission. It's never been about
Agreed.
Jack's mission.
Yeah. And actually, even earlier in the stream before Jack got up here, I pointed out that what really set this thing in motion was he basically directly, and you'd have to be familiar with all the characters to catch this, because Paul couched it in diplomatic wording. But what he basically said is, Jack is wrong for wanting to speak to people in power. What we need is to have everybody go return to the land, basically. And that was a direct attack on Jack's stated mission. And Jack noticed that, and Jack responded. You're fine. But I mean, he basically was kicking dirt on your shit. That's why I wanted to know, do you think that him taking his old name back was symptomatic of something else under the surface? Because it seems to me like when he joined the panel, it was like yo-yoing. He'd like provoke you, and then he'd see the brows, and then he'd like throw something in that you agreed with, right? It's like a hit and run a few times, and then finally
bait and switch.
Right. And then finally, when he said that thing, that he disagrees with your approach to talk to people in powers or Trump or whoever, then that's when shit went down.
Mm-hmm.
Also, before you got here, I issued a challenge to you to try to do one stream without referencing Trump.
Conversations would you guess we've had?
Right. So again, we're now going to, and this is why you say I'm giving my opinions and narratives, because this is where
Paul, you're part of this problem. Please. I don't mean to be pointing at you, but I need you to see you.
Sure. I'm not quite sure what the problem is exactly. What I'm hearing is certain people experience me a certain way. That's not everybody's experience. And those certain people want me to change who and what I am, so they enjoy their experience of me more.
Paul,
what I'm getting from that.
You assume people have agendas for what they say. A lot of times people are just trying to be honest with you because you're an overpowering, overbearing douchebag much of the time.
Okay, that's again your
100.
perspective and experience. It's not everybody else's.
No, it's a fact.
So why would you give this overpowering, overbearing douchebag keys and $150 yesterday?
As I've told you for several years, I see a lot of good things in you. I see me in you. I don't treat me.
Pause. Tell us about the $150, or tell me to fuck off if it's not my business. What prompted the $150, or was there a catalyst there or an expectation with the money?
Were you trying to buy good grace with Paul?
I was trying to help find good grace with Paul. I know he cares about fiat. He cares about money. I know that he had been spending time with me, and sometimes on the streams when he was there, he was just quiet, maybe he wasn't even on there, but for the most part, he was spending time and being supportive.
That pisses me off, Jack, when people join your show like that and want to be busy doing something else instead of paying attention. That kind of aggravates me also.
I have a question.
Sometimes.
Yeah, go ahead. But first, apparently the way to get Jack to give you money is to pick a fight with him. Goodbye, Jack. Pay me money.
Well, that makes it very difficult to ask my questions.
Whoa, shit. We're going to open up the Jack and Chuck Rehab Center.
For codependency.
For codependency, that's right. I'm curious, and you don't have to answer. This is totally none of my business. It's just my autism mentioned again.
Let me answer. Oh, go ahead.
Is there? What do you expect from Paul when he has the keys?
Good question.
He does have, in my opinion, he's got great timing. He's pretty good about doing the clips and stuff. And years ago, when I gave him the keys before, he actually kind of uploaded my StreamYard with some clips, and he helped me do some things behind the scenes. This time there wasn't as much of that, but what I was hoping for is some collaboration and cooperation. That was
in
it.
what regard?
I actually thought in an ideal situation, if we had a planned topic, we could approach the same topic, different directions, right? Different views. Him and I clearly have different personalities.
For sure.
I felt there was so many things we could do, and he had some suggestions for me too about preparing better, having more things to review and to present to break up the conversations. I don't know if I had anything specific, but admittedly, I shared some donations with him because he'd been spending time and numbers had grown, and word got out that I shared contributions with Grace too.
Take a hint, Flo.
I know it. I know. Do you consider the donations you shared with him to be something akin to alimony?
No.
Okay.
Did you expect anything in return for that contribution? Is the key question.
No. Admittedly, by the time I sent it, I was already picking up on him being not happy with me. So maybe it was part of to try and a peace offering, I guess. So maybe that's what I was hoping for, was more peace, but didn't work.
Speaking of which, you broke ass bitches, give $1. God damn, $1 super chat cost $1.
Sin7 Sin says, I'm starting to think you have to be on the spectrum to actually enjoy this. Which spectrum, Sin? There's a lot of different spectrums.
Yes, sir.
As bad as you treat me, I don't treat you.
How do I treat you badly now?
Oh my!
Can you see me trying not to smile?
My God, Paul.
Oh yeah, but you
disrespect me constantly, even tonight. My agenda, everything I'm talking about, you make sure you do a long fucking diatribe once again of why I'm wrong, why it should be a different direction.
What's so funny about this is you projected that I was responding to Lou. Lou had said, if you go back and watch and listen,
So
Lou had said.
So you're saying I'm wrong. You did
Absolutely.
not.
I was not responding to you at all. I was responding to Lou because Lou had made the statement that peace and freedom is not going to come here on these. I know. Holy shit. You were wrong all along and you projected onto me. Wow. Maybe we go back later and watch what happened again and you actually get clarity on what I was saying. Okay.
Go back and get clarity. Fuck. I'm sorry.
First off, Powder Dusty, thank you for the super chat. $2.
Dusty, welcome to you.
Raging Patriot drops in $2 and says blah 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 blah. Amen. Thank you for contributing to the Griff No State.
2 + 2 is 22.
Don't let me interrupt or get in the way.
So it's actually kind of interesting because in a way I was defending what you were saying.
Were you?
So,
no, you
yes,
weren't. Paul.
Yes, sir.
You're gaslighting again, and I don't buy your bullshit.
Would you like to watch it again? Would you like to watch it together again?
Kokomo says, please take this offering, Pope Dusty, and extra blessings to you, Kokomo. Thank you for the contribution.
My children, you will be blessed 10 times older.
Bless you, my
for what you
child. I want
did.
you to dig to the very bottom of your pocketbook. Dig through the change in your couch. I'm too drunk to do this. My bad.
But wait a minute. You got to put one hand on that screen, that black screen in front of you. Put one hand up there, brothers and sisters. Take the other hand and put it in that pocket.
That's good
and
shit.
Dig till it hurts, because you know the power that will be received through that screen is yours. Reach out and touch and give till it hurts.
Also, as long as Jack allows it, I will be selling Talcott blessings for the duration of the stream, as long as he's up here for $10 a pop.
And we can go over what was said that led to my response.
Maybe we're speaking of different moments, possibly. All I know is that, how about this? We go a different direction, because I don't want you to be guilty, right? But I want you to be honest. So, Paul, how might you have supported my greater goal today, right?
Still trying not to smile.
Besides showing up to be you and take over so that there's content, right? Besides
God forbid there be some content, something to talk about, right? I mean, yeah, I'm really an asshole
besides
for
what
that.
you wanted to talk about, how did you support Jack Talcott, the Live
So
Without
again, to be
Fear?
clear, I came in here and sat here. I didn't even start talking till certain things came up, and then I was even asked a question directly. So you're asking me to not respond when someone asks me a question directly about. Okay, so we're going to make noises and act out, and we're going to be dramatic and all the rest of it. Okay.
Paul, maybe we're remembering different moments, but dude, Chuck, perfect timing. Thank you for the contribution and for
Chuck is in pain. He says, gosh dang it, Flo, I'm in pain. Stop me already. You know what? Today, for the first time ever, I'm in pain too. I think you heard me talk about like my back shit earlier last night. It turns out I just like strained a muscle mowing the yard because I'm fucking out of shape. But last night when I was wallowing around in bed and complaining at Katie and making it her problem and demanding ibuprofen and lemon water and all that shit, I thought I had a kidney stone, but it turns out I just hurt my back mowing the yard. Boy, getting old is rough, and back pain sucks. But thank you, Chuck, for the $10. I do appreciate it. But I will not stop you.
for all who may be available, please, if you're free tonight, would like your story of recovery over on Chuck in Tennessee. And if someone wants to drop the link, please do so.
I got you.
Thank you.
Jack, does that mean you're going to be going to Chuck's in Tennessee and
online?
Okay, nice.
Probably not me. I already did a 3-hour online course earlier today. I think I just want to go sit and apply some of the things I've learned. That was one of the things I spoke about.
Sin 7 sin, suck a dick.
At the beginning in the monologue was taking the time.
That was a meth joke if you missed it.
Time to take what you've learned, right? Reflect on it, consume it, right? Not just in your head, but into your being. Reflect on what you learn and then apply whatever you can. Because if you don't apply what you're learning, all you're doing is filling up space. And if we can take the knowledge, go ahead, please.
I was going to say, if I may, Paul, I wasn't just saying that about you. I do it too sometimes. You pointed that out as well. And I'm striving to do better. And I just thought that the opportunity for that is available for us all.
Sure, I don't necessarily view being on a broadcast or having a conversation and just sitting there all the time and not sort of presenting
I meant going
something.
to excesses, either going to excess with too much or going to excess with not enough. You strike the balance point, like an archer, right? Like an archer.
I don't see the point in getting away from talking to Jim and others and their content and experiences to make this about Paulie could have did a little bit better here and he didn't do good enough there, and then chase everyone away, right? Which is what inevitably, invariably seems to become, especially since Jack says he wants the opposite. So, again, I guess if you'd like me to like take some general accountability that I could probably do a lot of things better or in a different way that may be more palatable to the majority, I'm sure that's the case. The presumption that I'm not working on myself and all the rest of this and that this needs to...
Never said that.
Again, I just don't understand how it's even relevant or applicable to whatever else was going on.
It is. It is striking a balance. Like Powder Dusty just showed up.
You were not in the interaction. I don't know why you're talking for Jack's responses and interactions with me. You're not him. You weren't there. You weren't on panel. And I don't think that you're him and know what he's thinking and feeling. And I don't think I need you to explain to me what he's thinking and feeling.
I'm sorry, Honorable Judge Flavius. I thought you were speaking to me.
The Honorable Judge Flavius thing is done to trigger you and easily manipulated and triggered slaves like you. I'm not actually an Honorable Judge Flavius.
What I find interesting is when you ask Paul a question, whether it's a simple yes or no, you have to receive a 15-minute diatribe from him.
It's because he's trying to couch it into three-angled answers. Paul, of all the things that I don't agree with on Paul, one thing that he has mastered is the ability to pivot away from a pen. His ability to frame what he's saying in a way that when you try to pin him down, he can pivot to a different perspective. So that's why he always brings up 3 points. Whenever he makes any particular point, he brings up 3. That way, if you try to pin him on one, he goes to one of the other interpretations and you can't pin him.
Would that be a master of deflection then?
Not a master. It's very predictable, and he thinks he's mastered it by using it, but he uses it too often. You should first stand on your square. You should be able to defend each one of these points in and of themselves and not lean on the other points in order to try to facilitate your ability to have this conversation.
Yeah, he turns it into what about you-ism.
I'm going to go. I got to go bother Katie to make me some lemon water. Hold it down for me.
Oh, you
I got you, bro.
Bastard.
Oh, no, I'm going to do this right. Hold up. Shut up, Chuck. I'm busy and slightly drunk. Hey, did y'all know that I get paid if y'all give Dusty money when he's gone? If I'm holding it down, wait, why am I glitching? What the fuck?
No, you're
screw that. I gotta finish my shit. Am I smooth on that end?
Yeah.
I am stop motion over here, bro. This is crazy. Anyway, send Dusty money, Dusty, money now, money. Is that good enough? I don't know. We'll see.
That'll work.
I tried. All right, that was an effort.
I had that problem last night. I thought I was glitching, but everybody else, it came through fine on their end. So I don't know what it was.
Well, StreamYard's real good about catching clean copies of things. And so things that are real screwed up when you're looking at it here, like when I look at StreamYard, I'm stop motion. But over here on my OBS, I'm smooth. So I don't know.
Weird. Well,
I'm gonna drop out. Thank you.
Oh, you're going to leave, Jack?
I seen you looking tired.
Yeah. I'm feeling old.
Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you for giving your feedback and your inputs. Good luck with either mending your marriage to Paul or starting a new marriage with Chuck. Give him the keys. And do you have a wrench? You don't have a wrench. Jack, I'll give you a wrench.
Jack,
throw your
he left.
Oh, well,
bitch.
Okay. Well, if he wants to throw his link in the chat, I just gave him a wrench.
I wanted to thank him for shout out. Give me a shout out on my channel the other night.
You're doing good work, bro.
I was thoughtful of him.
No, you're doing good work. That's the thing. Is like, even if he hates you, he agrees with what you're doing on like a fundamental level. The self-improvement of people, the guru nature of not specifically AA, but just the self-improvement concept. That's something that I believe that in my experience, Jack is going to stand behind everywhere he finds it, even if he doesn't necessarily agree with who or what or how or why. Self-improvement is a desirable concept.
Yeah, I got some feedback from last night that said they loved my show until I let derailers up there, for lack of a better word to call it, where they take the topic to a whole different space. So I got some positive feedback, which I'm happy about.
Okay, so let's get that out there. I'm also,
I like it best when the derailers lose their shit.
by the way, this is really gonna like drive me crazy. I'm not a god of all media either.
I had that.
Wink and a nod.
Yeah. So now where is it safe to go, Paul?
Nowhere.
I don't know what that means. Where is it safe to go? We were having a back and forth about rights and care and the usual things that we say that we all agree on, regardless of what folks practice or not day to day on the ground. We say we all agree on that here. We were doing that. Then everybody, all that got put to the background because Paulie was monologuing and droning on a bit too much after not being here for 3 or 4 days.
No, Paul, the reality is, had you just accepted the feedback that was offered and been like, okay, maybe I could see that.
Is it possible, Jack, that after years
our conversations would be completely different, Mr. Paul?
You might be right, but again, I have a freedom at times to not want constant feedback from everyone around me in certain areas about how I need to be better.
I was eating grapes this whole time to try to stop myself from smiling.
Constant feedback from everyone.
Good job.
Great. Then go in a cave. Go in a cave.
There we go. There.
Go away. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. I don't need this. We don't need to argue. You've won.
$1 a minute. If you're timing them out in chat, hold on. Let me.
$10 minimum.
Yeah, well, it's for chatters. It's easier because I don't have to drop them in the right vibe. So $5 for 5 minutes, 10 for 10, 30 for 30, and I think it was there's a 24-hour option that I don't really price in because same reason I don't price in permanent bans. But those are the increments. But if you're talking about a panelist, it's also $1 a minute. It's $1 a minute either way. Let me throw this bad boy up. Except for me, I'm $2 a minute. Let me throw that up. There we go.
Are you open to the panel? There it is. That's happening, people. Ladies and gentlemen, line up right now. Get your lottery ticket to see if you can make it through the gap. No? Fuck.
I just sent out one link.
Well, I tried, damn it. You're the one that failed.
Cynthia, do you have any thoughts on this? I know that you do.
What's up, Miss Cynthia? My lovely Miss Cynthia.
Thank you. Good to see you. This, you called it earlier. You and I had conversations about this.
What?
I was like, I can't believe. I'm talking to Flo. I can't believe Jack is falling for Paul's craziness. You're like, I don't think you're looking at it the right way. And then you gave me your thoughts, Flo, and I was like, I see what you're doing.
What?
With the assessment of the Jack and Paul merger.
Well, share it with us so we know what you're talking about.
Like Paul, you know how OG says he's a brat tamer?
Yeah.
Squatch is down for
shit.
5. I know that Raging Patriot hasn't been here a while, so I'm gonna let it ride. But if you see the ticker, I've upped the minimum to $10 for most panelist drops. I'll allow this one to ride, and I appreciate the donation. But at some point, like it got too much to manage. Dropping someone for 5, the next person's time worn off, somebody else wants to revive. Like it just when you have a full panel and people are getting rapid fired, the 5 was just getting too much. So I upped the minimum to 10. But
How many?
Thank you for the contribution. Sasquatch will be back up at 53 unless somebody would like to pay $5 to revive him.
How many people are watching?
71.
If I can get some of these people to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Put your link in the chat.
You know his old ass know how to do that.
God, I'm on my phone. Help me.
I got
Cynthia.
you. I got you.
But Jack is a paw tamer. They have the most unique relationship. Y'all call it gay lovers. I call it the father-son situation. Paul looks at Jack like a dad. Jack looks at Paul like a son. Neither one of them want to be that. It's peculiar.
There's Chuck in Tennessee's thing. Sasquatch is back up. Welcome back, Sasquatch. You've been revived. Thank you for Mr. Miyagi. I keep
Miyagi. That's because I'm a fucking unit.
What?
You are a unit.
I thought he said eunuch.
I'm here to hire.
Your mama was a eunuch. That's not my problem.
My mom was not a eunuch, or else I wouldn't be here.
Post-op, pre-op, these are things.
Stop it. You're reaching now.
All right, I'll stop.
You guys get a
We're focusing on Paul. We're focusing on Paul tonight, Sasquatch. Calm down.
Okay.
It's over with.
It's that Latino. It gets him excited.
I know. Anyways, Jack was controlling Paul.
Yep.
Flo the other day kind of made a comment about it. Said, well, I have an assessment, and because Paul's a bushwatcher, because he's trying to figure out how to get the juice.
No, Paul's a pocket watcher.
Yes, then he's for sure watching Flo. So he went over there and got a little testy with Jack to show that he was the man, and that kind of backfired. Well, it just showed his lack of growth. Paul can't grow.
He's got nothing.
He is nothing.
Ooh. Some frat boy douche with an earring who wants all the time, energy, attention, and resources. He's the hit. He's got an earring, and he's got that frat boy douchey college vibe that you all love so much at the sports bars. And he wears his hat backwards and makes little quips, so he's cool to hang out with.
To anybody who thinks Paul's watching, if you really want to outrage him, the best way to do that is to donate to me.
Yeah.
Him and
Paul's.
I asked me. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Paul's got the gift of gab. The problem is you need salad dressing to go on the word salad that he puts out. He can't back up.
He does
crap.
That man does not have the gift of gab. He uses the same 723 words for every fucking sentence he ever fucking speaks.
This hurts to agree with you, but facts.
Feel the pain, bitch.
There can be peace tonight between these two, the Latino and the Sasquatch.
Right.
Make it happen.
I call him
Bless you, my child.
I called him a one-trick pony. At least I have a trick and a pony. And I was like, oh, my God.
He doesn't get the reference. He is a 3-trick pony, madam. He takes 3 exits at every single stop.
He has no pony.
There's 74 people watching and only 57 likes. So some of you need to hit the like button as well as subscribe to Chuck in Tennessee. I just dropped the link again.
Thank you.
You've won. Dusty.
You won.
Hi, Jack. Jack, have you ever seen grapes this big that are seedless?
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know where I stand on seedless grapes though. I fucking love them, but I know they're
Are
not
you at the wrong
natural.
spot?
Nope.
Once again,
Hey.
Dusty, thank you for the double twos.
I'm having deja vu.
Good luck with your stay in rehab there.
Yeah. And
I like
can imagine
Frank,
you might be enjoying
though.
this, Dusty. Denzel has
Look,
been
your
fine.
memory is better
I
than
was
most, Chuck.
staying out of it, and then when I came rushing in here, actually, it was just you. I didn't catch. Yeah, when I came in, did you ask for pause? You and Lou and caught eyes.
Yeah, and it's a looming question. They've established it's a looming.
Let's change.
I challenge mine.
Hey, I was just gonna.
Unless you're talking to a cop, then
and
do.
I brought Jim up because disclosure, truthfully, because that's fair about came up today that we're the opportunity government. They've got work.
You just walked me in a conceptual.
From people, don't number them. Shared with everybody.
Somebody must.
You're muted.
You just caught yourself, didn't you? Like you've enabled your daddy to call me broken homeless, and you want to stand on the poor thing when you were sitting in a 5-bedroom empty house, jerking your dick. Now you live with midlife bro crisis for cheap. You're poor, Jack. You're sitting on a 70 grand house sale, and you're poor. And when I assault you, I'm doing this to the least of these. You're the least of these between you and me. See, Jack, we had a chance for you and Paul today. Your panel versus president was summoned when Paul kept saying my name, and we had a chance for both of you to make progress, and you've just deflected to your government loop. But I can tell you how to talk to Congress, Jack. I can tell you how to talk to Congress, Jack. See, a lot of people over the decades, the generations have had mindedness like you and ideas like you. If only there were a way that maybe we could convince people that would write their name on a piece of paper and drop it in a ballot box rather than every asshole getting a beeline to the government to say, do it like this. Maybe you could prove yourself and get elected on it. Because if you think the government will give you the means to change the government, you're already fucking up.
I have seen Tom speak nothing but facts this whole stream.
Could you imagine?
He's not wrong.
Could you imagine if Tommy was like sane and was able to control this emotion? He would be the most dangerous man in the world. He would be a suave businessman.
Well, not talking out of school, but did you hear he got kicked out of the storage unit place?
Yep.
Because he was stealing from other storage unit members?
Well, he was picking the locks, I heard.
I've only done that once.
Which doesn't mean he was necessarily taking anything, but I could see how he...
I mean, why else would you pick the lock, Miss Cynthia? Come on, you're Mexican. You understand that?
I was picked up for picking the locks because I was told I couldn't do it, so I unlocked all the storage units on that row.
Was that a tweak?
That's it. Yes, I was tweaking, and I didn't steal anything. I never even opened anything. I just unlocked all the locks because the asshole that was running the joint said they were impenetrable. And I was like, pfft.
See?
I'm disappointed, though, why donations are not coming in.
Me too, man. I've been sitting here waiting all night to buy another pint, and nobody's done it. Oh, wait, you mean for Dusty? That's right. Give Dusty some money.
If these people
we
keep
enjoy this great content that we're getting. Where else are you going to get this content? Brothers and sisters.
Jack Talcott.
Nowhere on the television are you going to find this real life collaboration of personalities. Feed us.
What are you saying is give me some money and I won't turn on slow mode.
I think I know what's needed.
It's nice to watch Paul slam.
What's that?
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking money.
Ah, yes. That clip actually does work good.
It's great, dude. It like hypnotizes motherfuckers. It's weird. But y'all go ahead and donate some money.
Slander you for the shit I was slandering for him supporting you.
All right, I heard enough. And I actually stopped listening to him, to be honest. He said he had a way to speak to Congress. Was there a way to speak with Congress there?
Didn't mention it, I don't think.
I don't know if he got to it yet.
I didn't hear it. I don't trust him either. I don't believe him. Holy cows, guys.
So what? Ross Khan says, I will obey if you tug my hair, put it up in pigtails like I like, and you got it.
Oh,
girl, like a
I know how to do
fucking
that.
riding a motorcycle.
Matt, ask what set off the.
Actually, hold on, pause, and I'll get the fuck out of here and stop fucking with y'all after this. She has agreed to come in for a Sasquatch Chills Thursday, so nice. We're gonna do that whole thing with the after dark and all of that and how it works, and you know what it means. So feel free, do the thing.
You got it scheduled yet? Throw the link in the chat.
Yeah.
So Sasquatch, do I need to?
I don't think it's.
Do I need to make a date with you before we merge?
Oh. We're not merging, sir. I'll help you any way I can. But we're not exchanging keys. Like this ain't a pineapple party, bro.
No, I didn't ask for that. I didn't expect reciprocation.
No, you're good. You're good. We'll get to you. I'm working on it. It just hasn't happened yet. I wasn't doing interviews for a while, and I am. So we'll do it.
I gotta say, I am so happy that Mr. Mister is back because his distaste for Talcott is just rich.
Oh yeah, Mr. No, wait, I'm thinking of Mr. Miyagi. Sorry, I got the wrong one.
No, Mr. Mister cannot stand Talcott.
I can't understand why.
No, it is. I've removed the keys.
Well,
what prompted it?
Yes.
It's been building past couple of weeks. Like I said, whenever it was, I visited Landry's. Apparently I said something that put Paul into the defense, and he was complaining about me the next day. I've tried communicating with him, tried extending the olive branch, but he wants to control. He wants to be in charge and be the boss. And I can play with that for a little while, but it fucking gets old, especially when we're not doing anything. And what I'm literally trying to talk about is doing something. Okay? Joe Cool. Do we get rid of the 1,000? I don't know. Do we replace them? If they're not willing to work with us, they get the hell out of the way and we follow the rules. We get someone from their jurisdiction, whatever, get someone appropriate. Yeah, we replace them. But we give them the chance, right? Give everybody a chance to do what's.
Did he just say you have to follow the rules?
I don't know. I was talking to Katie.
Oh. I mean, that's Steve coming from Jack.
Put them on notice. That's what I'm suggesting we do with the local government and the federal government. In a way, that's what Paul is doing. Paul and many others, the 1A auditors, they're putting the local governments on notice. Hey, we're watching, we're paying attention, we care. I don't think the folks in DC understand what's going on, guys. I really don't. And if you guys can believe that the good ideas come from God, can you trust this is a good idea?
No.
You know what idea God just gave me?
Please.
Here we go. Now that there's a free set of keys, you should give them to Chuck.
I agree.
I agree.
No.
Please don't do that. Please.
Okay.
What?
I am not ready for that. I don't think that is very likely.
Damn it.
I'll circle back around in a week. We're still. Did you hear that, Chuck? We're still working on it.
Mm-hmm. But you,
Praise
Chuck,
God.
you got to do better. You have to do better, Chuck. At least till
I'm
you
trying. I'm trying, Miss Cynthia.
not hard. Chuck.
Chuck's back hurts. He's getting all disagreeable and shit in the stream. But when I pointed out we're trying to get him the keys, he backed off it.
I know, but he kept slipping up again. Whenever Jack would say something, he'd be like, I don't agree with that.
I started biting my tongue.
The rest of us can only do so much to help Jack. It's the bulk of the work to get Jack or to help Chuck. The bulk of the work to get Chuck keys has to be done by Chuck. The rest of us can't do it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you should give him back to Paul.
Maybe I should offer my keys.
Put it out
Jack.
there. If Paul's willing to have a conversation with me, I'm a very, very reasonable man. As Jesus said.
Arpol, I thought you were going to help us get Chuck the keys.
Arpol, I thought you were my friend.
I like that you giving Jack the keys, showing a sign of good faith, Chuck.
That's not bad. I could be open to that.
And here's the thing.
That's not bad.
That's
Jack,
a good step.
You may not trust Jack, but Jack is not the type of person to do something vindictive to your StreamYard, right? So
right.
I think that the worst that could happen is nothing happens from that. So you know what? You should. I'm gonna agree. I think that you should extend the first olive branch there.
Mm-hmm.
It works for me if he's willing.
Mm-hmm. Flo, you need to bring it up next time you see Jack.
All right, I got you.
Where's Jack? Where's Jack? Get Jack on the phone.
He was young. He was getting tired.
That's because he doesn't eat meat.
Probably.
Said my expectations are pretty low, right? I don't expect a lot.
I've been just like Chuck has to do the work to get Chuck keys. Look at me doing the work this whole time to not start laughing and cheesing.
You're doing the Lord's work.
I'll teach you a trick next time I talk to you.
Don't
Okay, cool.
put out a bunch for others to carry. I carry my own load. I'm not asking for
load
anything to be a burden.
Share the load, Jack. Share the load.
I carry a load all the time.
Reasonable man, take one.
I am.
No.
What would be a reason for us to try again?
I mean, hey, listen. You know, when in Babylon, loop as the Babylonians, right? So here we are. I mean,
he's
like
trying to be
right?
clever and it's not working.
Well, I'm trying to really overcome Babylon. Babylon's fallen.
It's when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Babylon's got nothing to do with it.
True honesty. Everyone knows. I love you. I care about you. Right? I think it's pretty clear. I admire you and respect you.
Well, we wouldn't know that by what we saw here today, but I mean,
wow.
No, if you heard me, you would.
Do a poll if I should give Jack the keys.
Don't think that the way that you acted before with me talking about what I'm passionate about was emblematic of somebody who admires and respects somebody. Quite the opposite.
Yeah, I've responded in kind with you, right? Let's not.
Would you like to go back and watch it and listen to it again so that we're not in our own memory of it, so we can both get some clarity on it?
Paul, I just want to make sure we're in the same context, okay?
Sure.
I mean, if you want to focus on one little mishap, let's go. If we're going to review what I might have done to offend you, should we go back to the several years of you mocking me?
No, because we were supposedly on a new leaf and moving forward and working together. And according to you, you've had issues for weeks that I didn't know about, right? So I came in here today to discuss.
Paul, I messaged you, dude.
Right.
You didn't
had
know?
a discussion about you comparing me to Snafu and Tommy on Landry's.
Yep,
What that's
what
still
you
about
said.
because you're again living in the past and can't move forward.
No,
So
that's-
not emblematic of somebody again who respects somebody and admires them, going to laundry's laundromat to air your dirty laundry and apparently clean laundry that I didn't know was dirty, right? And compare me to other people who you consider to be dysfunctional miscreants. Just doesn't add up, right? Doesn't seem to make much sense. Merge going strong, numbers up, contributions coming in, energy. You're thanking me for my participation.
Paul,
I'll let you know when I'm done.
are you there?
I'll let you know when I'm done.
You're done. What I wanted to point out to Paul is, once again, he was having a one-way conversation, right? There was no interaction. And what he was narrating there, remembering, is exactly the shit that he wrote. So what he's providing to us publicly is evidence that no recognition of anything I said to him. Please.
I don't know if you caught any of my stream last night, but Tim's Man had quite the crash out, and I did a little practice. I'd like to try it with you two, if you're willing. I want to ask you both the same question one at a time.
I'm certainly willing.
Okay.
Please, sorry, Paul. Thank you. Chuck, thank you for this. And I want to give a heads up, sincerely. Thank you to you, Chuck. And to all of you who have been paying for memberships, I want to give you a heads up. I reduced the price, so they're cheaper now. I joined that dollar club with everybody else. So
yeah, and if I may, Chuck is a huge supporter in this community. I mean, hats off to him. Fucking Panelverse everywhere he goes. He's a good man.
I need more glaze.
That was pretty good glaze.
Wasn't bad.
Sorry, Paul. Thank you for your patience. I'd like to play along with what Dusty wanted to try, if you're open to it. I don't know what it is.
Okay, can I talk to Paul alone then?
Yeah.
What are you and Jack fighting about right now?
I don't perceive it as us fighting. Again,
that is such an annoying non-point that he had to do there. Like, I don't perceive it as us fighting. You know what the fuck I'm asking you, Paul. Just answer the goddamn question.
That's why I said he can't do a simple yes or no answer.
Mm-hmm.
According to him, what he tells me, according to the chat folks, many of them who really don't even necessarily like me, and I'm sure there's a lot to not like at times, all had the resounding sort of perspective that the merge was great, the energy was up, numbers were up. I didn't perceive an issue, right?
Once again, about the numbers.
It was over with laundry, and I made the mistake of, because this is how the universe works with these things.
And I totally agree with your initial assessment, by the way. Paul might still have more numbers, but Paul is basically doing Millie's strategy where he's vertical streaming and he's just kind of he's just passing through political shit. Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Thank you. How's the party?
It was good. Right when we left to go get Taco Bell, it got busted.
Oh, okay.
I have those also, Sawyer got pulled over on the way there.
Mute.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's nobody's business but his. Y'all can chill out. Get out
It's
of his
okay.
life, yo. I know, I'm just trying to talk down to him. I'll stop.
There you go.
Yeah, no, she sent me. I had to mute up a little earlier. She called me. She goes, "Can I have some money for Taco Bell?" I said, "Yeah." So I put some money on her Cash App, and then she just got home. She's like, "Do you want these 2 tacos that are extra?" I said, "Yeah." So I guess you guys could hear that. Apparently, the party got busted.
She got pulled over. I hope she didn't get in trouble.
Her boyfriend got pulled over on the way to the party for rolling a stop sign, and he got let go with a warning.
Oh, good deal.
Mm-hmm.
I made the mistake of going over to laundries for the first time in 3 months. And sure enough, Jack's sitting there complaining to laundry, and comparing me to Tommy and Snafu. So I asked him, I said, "Jack, do you think that's something
There's no difference.
that's going to make me feel co-hosty with you and inspired and creative?" knowing that you're going to these other holes behind my back,
Pause.
complaining about me and comparing me to people who
Pause. What?
I'm curious as to exactly what it is that Paul has created, you know, from his endless font of creativity that he has. Oh, wait, no. He talks about the sovereign citizen thing, and he didn't create any of that, did he?
No.
Oh, right. So basically, you're just saying words, and you expect people to respond to the meanings of those words, but the words really don't relate to what you're talking about?
Well, he does claim behind the scenes, you know, through communication, he guides people towards how to get off on their court cases, and he's very successful at it. In fact,
where's the proof?
In fact, earlier, somewhere in this stream, I don't know if he off passed it or whatnot, somewhere I recently heard him say, well, I think with Jack, well, just recently, so-and-so off the ground got set free, but, I don't do it for that type of glory. I just do it behind the scenes. So that's what he claims he does.
He just talks about it in front of the scenes all the fucking time.
Right.
He talks about talking.
Nobody's testified that they've done it. There's never been a video.
One of the best things you ever said, Dusty, was people talking about talking. I didn't realize how much people do that until you said that shit out loud. And then, like, I flashed back in my past and realized, like, no one ever actually speaks about what they mean. They just talk about talking about the things that they're talking about.
Yep.
Also, thank you to Mr. He sent over Cash App and got slow mode turned off for y'all. So thank you for the contribution. Everybody give Mr. a big thank you and enjoy the beautiful, majestic whales.
Oh, you got
money ain't a motherfucking bribe. It's a sport I invented to win when I watch. You know all the rights and the lights and the locks. Even know all the ice and the Sprite. You just try to get money.
Money of your motherfucking life. 2-ton angel carved out of ice. Alligator sailboat, $sign ice. Fill a warehouse full of Van Goghs twice. Get money.
Money or your motherfucking heart. I could give it to my dog. He makes money when he barks. So put it in my fridge or in one of my parks that I bought so my robots can learn how to lock. Get money.
You got your Cash App?
Yeah, Cash App is back on.
I had to fix mine too.
Yeah, and anybody who didn't see the last stream, I hit the, and I'm a verified adult user, right? They got restrictions on kid accounts, they got restrictions on if you're not a verified person, but like I'm verified and everything, but still,
dude,
the last stream,
I spent 30 minutes searching through trying to find a number limit, a value limit, or like anything like that. And as far unless there's stuff I don't know and I'm not asking, you don't have to reveal that. You should not have triggered any of that shit. It might have been triggered by somebody sending a Cash App in and hitting their limit somehow. I'm not sure how that works.
I got a $30,000 limit on mine. But every time I
this is
get
my
the
limit
flow,
in the app. In the app, it says it says I have unlimited receive too. I don't know how I did it, but somehow last stream they started pinging and canceling transactions because Cash App said I had reached my limit on the number of transactions.
Well, you got my Cash App flagged because I was giving you Cash Apps.
Yeah,
I don't
Cash
know
App
why.
a little squirrely, but it's all back on now. It just shut me down, and we had to switch to Katie's. I assume it's like any banking app. There's going to be software that looks for suspicious transactions. When you have $5, $10, $5, $10, 20, 50, 5, 10, like when you have shit coming in like that, it looks a little bit crazy.
strategizing with me about, or trying to, because I'm not really available for much, according to Jack, and that's true. It's just bizarre.
So the comparison at Landry's basically is what I'm hearing the fight's about.
Well, no. So I asked him, because again, I'm not in constant contact with these people on here like many of them are with each other. So I reached out to Jack and I said, can I just ask you what this is so that I can understand where you're at and then just move on from it? I don't want to make it a whole thing. So we did, right? And then I come in today. I haven't been here in 3-4 days. I come in today. We're talking rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith, as you know, right? That's like my buzzwords at this point. Someone had asked me something and I went to being verbose, as I'm known for at times, right? Droning on and monologuing, as Frank put it. He got brows furrowed and made a whole issue that I want control and I want power and I'm not interested in him and what he's doing. You know the rap. We've seen the rap thousands of times.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Jack, I just want to ask you the same question one-on-one. What are you fighting about? Is it
power bottom?
Lack of communication, lack of proper communication. We found a lot of disagreements, and the disagreements they've become a greater problem than an asset. So that's where
I'm not sure that you two are fighting about the same thing.
And we're probably not. That's the thing.
Makes it hard.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the whole point of the thing, is to see if you two people are actually even fighting about the same thing.
Right. I'm not fighting. I was
okay.
You're not cooperating.
And who I am today, after 2 or 3 weeks of me being great, who I am today, again, is not who I should be, according to Jack. And he's very reactive to me for some reason. And he's very sort of, bitter and resentful toward me, it seems.
So Jack, I think that my understanding of Paul is he's always been sort of non-communicative with everybody. Is that accurate?
As far as I can tell, yeah, absolutely.
Paul, is that accurate?
Again, I mean, that very well may be that I just have my own version of what communication is or needs to be, and that's vastly different from the majority of folks. I would say that's probably there's probably some truth to that, whether I like it or not.
That's right.
But you're not as unique as you think.
I was actually trying to throw Paul a bone there, right? And say that, like, it's not anything personal to you, Jack. He doesn't communicate a lot offline with anybody.
Probably some truth to that, whether I like it or not, right?
But you're not as unique as you think.
I didn't say I was unique.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to point out is your unwillingness to communicate with me.
Communicate about what specifically? See, I'm not a very needy person when it comes to like talking and communicating about feelings and all that stuff. I'm probably on the other side of like functional. I'm dysfunctional on the other side, where it's like
Paul is very needy.
I've had many people who get results with what I'm involved in.
I don't care. I'm trying to have a conversation with you here and now.
Sure.
And once again, you're not listening. You're not cooperating.
You're saying that your issues with me, we are based in me not communicating with you. So what did you need from me that I wasn't providing? And by the way, this is very much ex-girlfriend sort of.
Tell you what, I don't give a shit what you think. This is your last chance. If you were to guess, Paul.
Now I have to guess. This is very much ex-girlfriend.
Yep. And if you're going to act like a bitch, I'm going to put you in the back like a bitch. I'm trying to speak. Your interruptions are not appreciated.
The irony is.
I lost sight of where I was trying to take it. This is where I've been frustrated with him. He does this.
Look
this
at you,
the chaos the devil does.
Doing so well, not laughing.
He's acting as an agent of chaos. There's a reason him and I have met.
Well, awesome.
Like
First of all, I'm honored to be the mediator between the merge. I never thought I'd see this myself in this position. But and I don't mean to. I know that this is going to sound like a criticism of Paul, and I suppose it is, but I don't mean it to be hostile. He does that. That's a discursive dominance tactic, right? Talk through and over and then disrupt. So I don't know that he's necessarily trying to be an agent of chaos specifically, but he is trying to win the conversation, as are you. And you have the power here. This is your home turf. So
I'm not trying to win a conversation as much as achieve a conversation. But I can't achieve a conversation on my own. It requires the cooperation of another.
So
Paul,
Jack, this is what's. Can I respond? This is what's so interesting because I haven't called you one name yet, and you've called me many names so far in this whole interaction. You've called me a pig, you called me a bitch multiple times, and some other names, okay? So you're the one, Mr. Love, calling people names, getting in your pride and ego, acting out. I've not done any of that. I've only talked about my experience. And I may be wrong, and I'm open to hearing something different. When I ask for something different, I get, hey, why don't you guess what it is? That's what I get back, right?
Maybe you can come to an agreement that Jack won't backstage Paul, and Paul will let Jack finish his thoughts without interrupting. He says, "Much love, Sasquatch out. Gives Cynthia respect."
How drunk is
Whoa.
Sasquatch tonight? He is super. I don't give a fuck. I can already tell you that now, but go ahead. Man, I don't give a fuck about shit tonight. Like, let that be known. But go ahead and say it.
I knew that you two were flirting the whole time.
No, we're not.
Oh, I'm telling you.
That's them.
Possibly.
That's them.
He wants that white meat.
Chuck knows it too.
So,
but I'm really sick of being interrupted because the question I was hoping to ask you once I chose to bring you up and give you another chance, can we, and it's back in line with what I was saying instead of tell you what, Paul, let me address what you said so you're not unheard. I apologize. Now, putting the lipstick on a pig was not necessarily you. I was not calling Paul a pig. I was calling this situation, this bullshit pattern between you and I. That's what I'm calling a pig, okay? This unhealthy relationship that you and I have had.
And also, real quick, if you will notice below me in the bottom corner, should Chuck give Jack the keys to his StreamYard? Yes or no? First vote in is a no.
Lala, thank you for this. Jack, I think taking a break is a good idea. Sleep on this. Nothing is going to heal tonight without elevated emotions. Those are the key. Yes, you're right. But as long as Paul is willing, I'm willing. And what I wanted to ask you, Paul, is can we have a conversation? I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to get through a conversation.
Sure. Again, I'm not trying to necessarily win either. I don't know where win comes into it. I'm giving my perspective and what I experienced. There's no winning or losing. The fact that all of us on here, whether I'm here or not, if I'm here, then there's an us, right? The fact that all of us on here can't work together for any extended period of time is somewhat concerning, right? As much as it is, I guess, cosmically comical and entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
There's no winning. Nobody wins in this, right?
Right.
To use Jack's analogy, right? When you roll around with the pig in the mud, you just get up muddy and smelling like pig, right? Nobody actually wins, even if you pin the pig, even if you beat the pig. So, again, you're asking me if we can have a conversation. I'm here. I'm open to it. We're 20, 30 minutes into this. You're calling me a bitch, but we still haven't gotten what exactly your issue and problem is that you needed to stop the whole
shit.
Okay, so he can interrupt, but I can't. And I see that there's always a double standard.
I'm trying to get, it's his home turf. I'm trying to do what I can.
And when it's home turf, your ego and pride reigns, right? You can do whatever you want to do. And then...
Yep. just like you do. Goodbye, Paul. I'm going to agree with this. Taking a break is a good idea. The only thing I ask Paul to do is to think about his behavior, to try and consider his words and his actions from a view other than his own. That's the only thing I was trying to talk to him about. Paul, go sleep on this. Seek better emotions, right? Maybe stop feeling so bad and so hurt. Sorry.
Hey, you know what? The merge may be in turmoil, but I would like to pat myself on the back for being an excellent mediator and overcoming my biases.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Jack.
We've got a number of names in the back. I do not know.
You know what? I'm restreaming and I did post the link. You want to read them, any of them off, or?
Well, the topic today, wealth.
All right, and that's the end of the discussion. I did make one more quick pitch for Chuck to get keys to Jack's, but it didn't go anywhere.
And it doesn't look like it's going anywhere here either.
Well, this poll is, should Chuck give the keys to Jack?
Oh, yeah.
And so far, we're at a solid 88% no, 13% say yes.
Wow.
So
that's just
30,
me, Chuck.
30-second warning on that poll, and then I'll put we're voting on this right below me. Should Chuck give the keys to Jack to his stream? Give Jack the keys to his StreamYard. So it would be a preemptive show of good faith. It'd be like an olive branch because we're trying to get Chuck the keys to Jack's StreamYard. So 1 is yes, 2 is no. If you think it'd be good olive branch for Jack to give, or for Chuck to give Jack keys. Katie, you got to push 1 or 2 in the chat.
I think it would be a great idea. I think it would be a great way. And as you said, Jack wouldn't be nefarious with that. He might even show up, and this might be y'all's connection.
Well, I've tried 3 times to get Jack to come over, but yet he's declined me all 3. So I'm hoping to strike a balance somewhere.
Good deal.
And let me do this. I am putting the link in the post section for club owner tiers or higher. I'll drop that in the main chat. If you're a club owner tier member, you can go to this link and you'll be able to access the StreamYard link, or go there and you'll be able to see the last post has a StreamYard link. If you're not a club owner tier member, you won't be able to see the post at all, but you can upgrade your membership. It's only $20 a month. It's the best money that you can spend legally.
Mr. doesn't agree with you giving Jack the keys.
I'll see that. All right, we're going to end the poll there. 27% say yes, 73% say no. So, Chuck, it looks like the people do not think that you should. Now, take into account that some of the people voting no was Jamon, who I'm pretty sure is an equal opportunity chaos agent, and Arpol, who is still hopeful for a re-merger between Chuck and Paul, or Jack and Paul.
Really? Because our